All right, children. Sorry to keep you waiting the 15 seconds more than you would have liked to have at the turn of the minute. Howdy. Oh god, look at that camera shake. Whew, I gotta get me a real desk, not a cheap folding table. How you doing? Child, I'm older than you. You don't know that, Kellogg's. You don't know if I'm lying about my age. I've got a beard. I could be anywhere between 22 and 35. You have no idea. Well, I guess you could be older than 35. But my audience tends young. How y'all doing? Whew. Oh, baby. You're 28? Ooh, you're in the range. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I didn't do a good job with my hair. Feels like it's been forever since I streamed at this time slot, isn't it? I've just been a little tired lately. Thought I would take it easy for a half week playing some Fall Guys. Um, Somebody make a donation. I changed the dono sound. Under $20. Go. Do it. Do it. Do it. Well, somebody will do it eventually. VDS is spreading through my house. Please help. VDS is a terrible, terrible affliction, comrade. And you should feel bad for those who suffer it. That's good. There we go. We'll be keeping that. We'll be keeping that for a little bit. From the hit single Vosh. From the hit single Vosh Bad. We'll be keeping that for a bit. We'll be keeping that for a bit. Oh yeah. It's gonna get old real quick. I mean, we've had the, you know, the. It's way too quiet. It has to be quiet. It can't be loud. Yeah, the sky in California is orange. The sky in Oregon is red. It's pretty bad out there. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy. Goddamn right. Please a little louder? Okay, a little louder. There you go. So you all can know that Vosh is bad. With just a little bit more reliability. To hit single. Oh yeah. We're getting a good one today. I can feel it. I can feel it. Anyway, it occurred to me that I'm like a successful streamer and I'm still using the default donation noise, and I've been using it for a year and a half. That's it's a little weird. I'm gay too, your dad's slam piece. Me too. Yeah, so it's a little weird, you know? Like, maybe if I was like a hobbyist streamer, but if this is my fucking job, this is gonna get old real quick. We can do this for at least a little while, but I'm gonna keep it quiet, okay? You guys need to infer what the donation noise is based on the background noise. You can't see there. Just keep it there, just like that. Not interrupting me, but you know what's going on. You know what's going on. What's going on? Who's bad? Tell me, chat. Who's bad? Who's bad to the bone? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Vosh bad. That's goddamn right. That's goddamn right. Woo! Oh man, it's been so long since a proper politics stream. Well, a couple of quick updates for you guys. First of all, I love you. I thought you'd like to know that. Second of all, and most of you will, well, actually, I'll include it in the segment. Hold on. I'll include it in the goddamn segment. Let's take a second to chill, okay? Is the website viewer counter glitched, or is there really only 1,300 people here? The website viewer counter takes a long time to update from YouTube. Sometimes that's just how it be. It says 21,000 for you. Yeah. Please change the title. I did change the title. You just haven't caught up. Huge breaking news from 28 minutes ago. What's that? We've received a whistleblower complaint alleging DHS suppressed intel reports on Russian electoral interference, altered intel to match false Trump claims, and made false statements to Congress. Whoa! The Department of Homeland Security, a federal agency that is the closest thing this country has ever seen to official fascist branch TM, lied about information and suppressed evidence in order to assist the narrative of the president who defends them the hardest? Wow, that's actually pretty crazy, though. Nothing's going to happen. That plus the recent information we got about Trump, where we have tapes of Trump admitting that he downplayed COVID-19. You know? Yoicks. We got a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, the first thing that we have to talk about is a little bit less immediate and a little bit less consequential. Goddamn right. Have I checked out Jimmy Dore's interview with Chomsky? No, I haven't. I have not checked that out, as a matter of fact. Oh yeah, promoting my fucking true. Promoting my friend Conyer here. Making a very real attempt. This is what we call direct action, folks. This right here. I want you all to be taking notes. Okay? Now, it's time. Sadly. That's a good volume, I think. Folks, if you're a true Vosh fan, and I know every single person watching this is, there's no such thing as a halfway Vosh fan. I really do divide people right down that line. If you've been watching my Fall Guys streams, you know that I have taken an oath. I have taken a pledge of monastic severity. It's basically, you know, like how the Buddha didn't eat or something, I think? It's kind of like that. Chat knows it. The cum pledge. All right? Now, I hear you wondering, what is the cum pledge? Well, it's very simple. You can remember it based on the three letters it is made from. C, don't argue with leftists online. U, get more sleep. M, don't get mad online. C-U-M, cum. As I said, a monastic oath that I've taken in large part, and not permanent, by the way, in large part because, frankly, I'd like to consolidate where my hatred comes from at the moment. The get some sleep stuff is just for my benefit, okay? But you should get sleep too. But it's very irritating when I go online and I'm like, I want to spend today arguing with fascists. We're on the brink of fascism. Let's argue with some fascists. And then I spend the entire day arguing with lefties who I feel are making the fascist job easier. And it's very, very tiring, but that's okay. Now, what I'm about to do may seem like it's a violation of the cum pledge. That may seem like it is the case. However, there is a key distinction here, okay? And that is because we are not, in fact, about to argue with or about a leftist. We're about to argue about a CIA agent. Which is, of course, I mean, obviously, CIA agent's about as far away from a leftist as you can get. I would live to give a hearty congratulations to whoever at the Central Intelligence Agency crafted this tweet right here. White leftists telling other white leftists that it's okay they used to be fascists? No, baby, it's not actually. I'd like to give a hearty congratulations, just sort of a sporting recognition from my side to their side. CIA, you've done a good one. That was a good chess move. You know, truly, the COINTELPRO lives, and it is alive, and it is among us, folks. Hoo boy. So, yeah, again, this isn't really arguing with a leftist. I know this is CIA propaganda, and I thought we could talk about it super quick. Okay, let's really break this down. Okay, white leftists telling other white leftists it's okay they used to be fascists, comma, well, actually, like 4 ellipses. No, baby, it's not actually. Phenomenal. Normally I wouldn't care. 50,000 likes though, and there aren't that many lefties on Twitter. I mean, like, yeesh. That's like a big old chunk of them, you know? That's like it's a fair portion of the demographic, you know? It's representative to some extent. Now, what they've done here, very cleverly, is they followed this up with another tweet, another brilliant move by the CIA to try to, divide and conquer. They followed it up with another tweet. White communist Twitter, you guys are extremely weird on here. If you're getting mad at this tweet, that's your problem. Don't get mad at me for not trusting you, an ex-fascist. Pretty clever. Pretty clever. See, so now, no matter what I say to criticize this tweet or the messaging behind it, I'm actually part of the problem. Now, I was actually never a fascist. I was like an edgy, right-leaning libertarian at a point, but I feel like that's almost the default ideology for privileged white boys when they're young and they're in high school. Like, well, if you want to do well in life, like maybe you should try harder, you know, like like it's just like a really just very just very like level 1 default, like zero thought put into anything ideology. I didn't dislike equality. Like I wasn't like a reactionary, you know. I always thought, you know, women and people of color whatever should all have an equal shot at life and so on and so forth. But I thought that society was more or less a meritocracy with some flaws, and that the main problem with Republicans weren't that they were evil and hated people. It was mostly that they were dumb. And if I, with my big brain, became the president, then I would fix everything by letting the meritocracy run its course without having a bunch of crazy religious fanatics fuss everything up for everybody. That was my, like at 14, 15, like that's where my brain is at. It's not, again, this is like a very low level ideology. And if there are any adults watching this who still believe stuff like that, hey, good luck. But I never thought equality was a bad thing. Fascists tend to. So I don't qualify in the ex-fascist realm. But I want to talk about this, okay? So, what does the CIA want more than anything else with regards to leftists in America and their advocacy? Well, they want as few leftists as possible, and they want as little advocacy as possible, obviously, Whether they have to kill the leftists, which they will do in other countries, because it's easier to get away with it there, or they have to subtly disincentivize them from being leftists over here. There are so many. That's the nice thing about being CIA. You've got so much power, so many tools in your play kit. Being a CIA agent working on domestic leftism is a little bit like playing Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? Just complete open world experience. You know what I mean? Right there. You just walk out on the street. There's a car. You take the car. You ramp off a building. You phone. There's a helicopter. The bazooka. Like it's so easy. Whereas for us, for lefties, it's more like we're playing. What's a very restrictive open world game? I don't even know. Are those even a thing? Maybe. Whatever the case is, they don't want many of us. Yeah, we're playing The Witcher 3, okay? We're navigating a complex geopolitical... Fuck, I wish I was playing The Witcher 3. Is it cringe to say Geralt is cool? Is that like too much of a lay Redditor opinion? I like him as a character. I do. I genuinely do. Yeah. I think he's a cool fucking guy. Don't know if I'd want to be him, though. He's got some issues to work through. We're off topic right now. It is the prerogative of every leftist to ensure that the left builds power and builds its numbers. That's what lefties have to do. That's the number one thing we have to do at the moment. See, the best way to effectively seize control of a government as a leftist is through building dual power. We all know dual power, right? It's super easy. It's not easy, but it's super simple. Build power in government, build power outside of government. Usually unions. That's a really good one. See, there's one power that the bourgeois fear more than anything else, and that's a general strike. It is not possible in the society we live in today for them to fully account for the consequences of a general strike. It's not possible. Everything they have, everything they do, everything they are, all of it is bounced atop a precarious little contraption that rests collectively on our shoulders. And by our, I mean your guys's, because I am a YouTube streamer and the world could do very well without me in with regards to the power relations between the bourgeois and the proletariat. But we don't really have an apparatus right now for building unions in this country. In fact, unions have been about as busted in this country as they have been for like 100 years prior. It's pretty fucked. You can see all those charts online where union participation goes down and down and down. And as it goes down, the percentage of wages that go to the bottom 90% goes down and down and down and down. It's a pretty clear correlation. You actually see like the two lines move with each other like directly, because unions help the working class, obviously. And right now, we have no unions. We have very little active leftist advocacy in this country, and we have essentially no power in government, except for like the tepid support of social democrats like AOC and Bernie Sanders, who, don't get me wrong, do good work, but these aren't like revolutionary vanguards. So what do we need to do right now? We need to build numbers, obviously, because the fascists are way the fuck ahead of us. Can you think of some highly fascistic non-government organizations? Just really quick, off the top of your head, can you think of some organizations which are not officially government, which are pretty fash-leaning? Do you think a few? Maybe? The first one that comes to my mind is the NRA. A lot of power, you know. There are a number of political advocacy groups that are not directly part of the government that have literally tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars in annual budget because they're being funded by billionaire money, and that it's their job to disseminate far-right propaganda to make sure that the working class and their interests are, at least in appearance, aligned with those of the wealthy. What does the left have? What does the left have? We've got some things, but nothing even close. If there was a big, catastrophic revolution right now, the fascists would win. Because they have more numbers than us, and they have more power than us. They're always going to have more power than us. Always, 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 always. Because fascists and billionaires get along real good, and they'll always have more money. In this country, money is power. We can't change that, but what we can change is numbers. And in that respect, we have good arguments on our side, because fascism ruins the lives of the poor, whereas leftism elevates them. So we actually have decent arguments on our side. And what you need to do as a leftist is recognize that the greatest war we fight for here in America is the war for public opinion. To get all these people all out there in this country to recognize that our ideas are valid, they're good, they're decent, and they should probably stick with us. So with that being said, once again, hearty congratulations to the CIA agent who thought up of this one. You read the neuroses of the online left with terrifying effectiveness. See, here's the issue with this. There are a couple. First of all, what the fuck do you mean it's not okay to used to be a fascist? What happened to rehabilitation? Isn't that supposed to be a critical left value? The right is the one that essentializes people and defines them exclusively by characteristics over which they no longer have any control. That's the right's thing. Now, what you did in your past is no longer in your control. You can't change the past. If you used to be a fascist, you can be the best human being imaginable for the rest of your life, and you remain powerless over your past. So why, as a leftist, would you ever say that a person is terminally bad because of something they're not capable of controlling? Why? What do you mean it's not okay that they used to be fascists? What ideology can you be born into? The default ideology of this country is liberalism for the most part, though that's starting to decay and more people are being raised under openly fascist values right now. Like, what if a person is raised in an environment where those are the ideas they're taught from the beginning? What if these people are like 12 or 13 and get groomed by online neo-Nazis the way a fuck ton of people did during Gamergate? What? Are we to hold them responsible for this? Listen, I have a lot of former fascists in my community, like a lot of them. I'd be willing to bet, there was a poll earlier, I know a lot of you are former fascists, and I'd be willing to bet this is the case for most of the former fascists in my audience. You guys were probably young and were groomed into that ideology by much older online demagogues who convinced you that you were fighting a war against, like, disinfo and censorship, right? You were probably 12, 13, 14, 15, you were young, you were an impressionable, and you got led into it through anti-SJW stuff. As far as I'm concerned, this is essentially tantamount to grooming. Are we really saying that a person can't be a leftist because they were groomed as a child? Is that actually the line we're drawing right now? Like, we're going to hold people accountable for that? When we say white lefties telling other white lefties it's okay to used to be fascist, no, baby, it's not actually. We're not talking about, like, Proud Boys generals who slaughtered black Antifa guys on the street and are now looking for rehabilitation. Like, not every former fascist is like a fucking vanguard of the violent right. Most of them were young, angry, depressed men who had no social group and were led into a really toxic community when they were young, and they clicked with it in large part because they felt they had nowhere else to go. And then they didn't move away from it for a long time because they felt they wouldn't be accepted by other communities based on some of their beliefs. So why would you affirm that fear of theirs by telling them, yeah, actually, you won't be accepted if you leave the fascist right? Why would you do that? Why would you ever do that? So what am I supposed to, like, a fascist is like, I'm questioning my values, you know? And I'm supposed to be like, nah, you won't really be accepted here. You should probably stay a fascist. Is that what I should tell them? Is that what it's like? No, you're a fascist. You should stay a fascist, you know? Do we just, they're just forever like cursed, they're branded, they're marked, you know? Look, I can steel man this take. I understand some of this, okay? I think I think a lot of lefties, and these are lefties that I typically call like woke scolds. I think a lot of lefties think that like being a fascist, especially if you're a white boy, I don't know why this is particular to you being a white boy. I've met black fascists, I've met female fascists. They're every bit as heinous as white boy fascists, but I don't know why we relegate this to the white boys, but there's this idea that these people have like some intrinsic seething discontent, this hatred of equality as a concept, that they're bad people fundamentally. And that if they become socialists, it's just an aesthetic change. You know, like they get a hammer and sickle and they wear a Yushanka and they start listening to Soviet propaganda music or whatever. And then, but they're the same person fundamentally. And what this mirrors is a lot of my, you know, commentary on tankies, where I feel like there are a lot of people who just adopt the aesthetics of leftism. But if you're going to say we need to be critical of people who move over to the left only aesthetically and don't really fundamentally challenge their own beliefs, that's fine. That's just not what this is. That's not this tweet. This tweet isn't saying we should be critical of people who maintain certain ideological tendencies after they move over to the left. This tweet is saying no. It doesn't matter what your current behavior is. It doesn't matter how much you've changed. You were a fascist. That will never come off. I browsed through this thread a while back. I'm always a little bit errant to browse through Twitter threads while on stream because I never know if somebody's going to post like Sonic the Hedgehog, like, you know, self-filating in his little spinny ball mode. Like, I don't know. It's Twitter. You do a lot of crazy shit on Twitter. But I saw a lot of really weird takes in here. I saw people talking about how they need to wear their former fascism like a brand. Like not brand like a marketing brand, like brand like on cattle. Like something you always need to be atoning for. Like you always have, like a sex offender, you know? Kind of. Like you go to you move into a new house and you have to alert everyone you're a sex offender. Like that, except with a fascist, you know? I've seen there are people in this thread who are saying that like who are saying like once you're a fascist, you're always a fascist, so on and so forth. Not only is this really fucking dumb because a fuck ton of lefties used to be fascist aligned, especially now because there were so many decent young people who were groomed into far-right ideologies on the internet since 2014 and such. Not only is that a fucking issue, but additionally, we are perpetuating the idea that the left is interested primarily in moral purity and not in actually affecting leftism. If you think there are people on the left who aren't doing good for the left, you can criticize that, and that's fine. But again, that's not what this is. This is an allergic reaction to victory right here. What this is a pathological obsession with failure. It's insane. I can't believe. I can't believe there are people like this. Positive change should be rewarded. I've said this about everyone, you know, even liberals. Like if a liberal politician goes slightly to the left on an issue, I think they should be given some congratulations. Is it far left enough? No, of course not. But we should indicate to people that we like it when they move left. Like, I think that's very important, you know? We should be happy with this. I'll be happy if a fascist just turns into a neocon. It's not great. That's not perfect. But fuck me, dude. There's still a gap there. This all gets way more complicated because I know there are a lot of people on the left who think that, like, Joe Biden and liberals are fascists. They're repeating all the same mistakes from the German Communist Party. The social fascism and fascism are the same thing. Like, fundamentally, there's no difference whatsoever between, you know, a tepid neoliberal who just wants to keep taxes low and virtue signal to POC, and a person who wants to act, like, openly advocate for genocide. Like, there's no difference between these things. That mistake was one of the reasons why the Nazis came to power in Germany. Hey, Bastiat, you know, fascist Bastiat. Because being unable to distinguish, God, dude, I've said this before, but people who say Joe Biden is a fascist are like when Charlie Kirk said that Kamala Harris is a radical Marxist. That's what you are. You're doing that. Remember when Charlie Kirk said Kamala Harris is a radical Marxist, and we were all like, ugh, they can say anything. They'll say anything is far left because they're crazy. That's you. That's you. You're looking into a mirror. If you say that Joe Biden or some liberal or whatever is a fascist, you're looking directly into a mirror. You're putting on a fucking clown outfit. You're putting the makeup on, you know? You're doing the same fucking thing. It's a categorical inability to understand the actual nature of your opponents. It's not good. It's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to be. Look, we need as many lefties as we can, okay? We do, all right? We absolutely do. But we can't gatekeep like this. We can't do it. We can't afford to do it. We don't have enough numbers, okay? We're not capable of doing it. And I'll take problematic leftists too. Lefties can be problematic. You guys know that, right? Like, I would rather have a leftist who has some weird opinions on trans people than a fascist who has worse opinions on trans people. That's an improvement right there. We moved right there. It's better. We moved it to a better position. We can't win a revolution exclusively with people who are in complete ideological lockstep with every single fucking thing. I have seen people gatekeep other people from the left for their opinions over neo-pronouns, like Xi Jie. Listen, if that's important to you, like neo-pronouns and people respecting it, okay, you can do that with the people around you. I think there are valid discussions to be had here. But are you really saying that a populist, leftist, working class movement, participation in it must be gatekept behind an understanding of the theory behind neo-pronouns? Like, really wonder, like, is that what we're going to cross our arms? Like, no, I'm not doing this revolution until everyone here is completely familiar with all of the theory behind my understanding of he, him lesbians. It's like, fascists don't do this, you know. Fascists don't do this. With fascists, you can believe a bunch of stupid bullshit. You can even have vaguely leftist opinions, and they'll still take you. A perfect example of this: Shoe-on-Head. Shoe-on-Head has always been a little idiosyncratic when it comes to the groups of people she appeals to. But even back in 2014, 15, 16, 17, Shoe-on-Head was never a fascist. Not even close. Just anti-SJW, whatever, you know? But never a fascist. But fascists loved her. And now they're really, really mad. But we never, ever, ever did the same thing to her, even though Shoe historically signaled to the left about as much as she did to the right. We were more selective. And I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it just goes to show, like, fascists are handsy. They'll grab anything they can if it means signaling support for their movement, you know? Like, what's his name? The really big muscular guy, the black guy. He played like himself on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's a famous actor. I'm Terry Crews. Yeah. Terry Crews made some comments about, like, making sure BLM doesn't become racist to white people or something like that. And they were dumb comments. I didn't agree with them. But he was lambasted for the left for that, and the right was like, yes, hello, comrade Terry Crews, welcome to the fucking club. Even though Terry Crews is probably a fair and progressive person, I know that he's done a lot of really good work with regards to, like, normalizing discussions about male sexual assault, like sexual assault against men. But fascists still, like, jumped on that. They were like, yeah, he's ours now. They're so eager to take anything they can. And they've been winning every single year for decades. I wonder if there's an association between those things, you know? I wonder if there's some reason why, some difference in strategy. I'm not saying we have to let every terrible person into our midst. We certainly don't, but surely the line exists somewhere before this. Surely. This can't be right. This essentialist gatekeeping that doesn't even take into consideration your progress, your growth as a person, this isn't right. This isn't correct. This isn't good. Just remember, not every leftist will be sharing your queer brunch book club meetings, okay? Not every leftist we have in our midst needs to be your personal friend. You can find a lot of them insufferable, egotistical, stupid. You can find some of them problematic. But if they're useful to the movement broadly, and many people who don't have perfect opinions are, then they belong on the left. They're not all going to be your friends. So don't treat it like you're selecting people for your friend club. Also, actually, this is even worse than that. Can you imagine, like, having a friend who's really cool and based in lefty, and they're like, yeah, back in, like, 2014, I was, like, really big into, like, Sargon and shit, and I really fucking hated Nidhi Sarkeesian, and back in 2017, like, I watched a couple of Lauren Southern videos, and I got really into it before I saw some Contra videos in 2019, you know? And then going, like, no, we're not friends anymore. Like, even if we're talking about, like, actually selecting for a friend group, that still seems really weird to me. Like, fuck, how long do you have to know a person as a leftist before it doesn't matter that they used to be a fascist? Yeah. It's always trust issues, too. It's a side effect of alienation and maybe abuse. Yeah, I know. I understand there are reasons why people feel this way. There are reasons why some lefties are very, very critical of the people they take into their movement. I'm just saying they're killing us. That's what I'm saying. Because they liked this CIA post. That's what I'm saying. They're killing all of us, you know? That's the problem. This is so unimportant. No, it's really, really not. It's a prevailing ideological tendency in the left to gatekeep hard and to essentialize people, to not allow people to grow or develop. It got 50K likes, and I've been seeing people act like this for the entire time I've been present online and politically engaged. It's incredibly important. It's very, very important. And, yeah, I would just like to see it stop. It's cringe. Super cringe. Just stop killing us, okay? Holy fuck. I know I make this joke over and over and over again, but it's literally like you're being marched to the death camps, and somebody next to me is like, well, this sucks, but at least I'm not in line next to any former fascists. She says, staring at current fascists who are leading all of us to the camps. Like, you know, I don't know. We're entering the fucking end game here, you know? We're getting pretty close to we're getting pretty fucking close to some serious political upheaval in this country. We really, really can't be fucking around right now, okay? We can't be fucking around. This is not a good time to be fucking around. Why does class reductionism matter then? Because I can still criticize lefties. I've never said, like, the people who I think have class reductionist tendencies shouldn't be a part of the left. I've never made that claim. If they're so class reductionist that they're not even making class arguments anymore and they're just being anti-woke dipshits, then they're not really on the left. But yeah, it's okay to criticize people without, like, ostracizing people from the left, you know? It's totally possible. Anyway. There we go. Go team. I feel like that was about as level-headed a series of criticisms as I'm ever going to make. Stop linking me shit. What is this? I will be announcing a list of future potential Supreme Court justices at 3:30 p.m. Eastern from the diplomatic reception room of the White House. Wait, that's now. Does anyone have a link? Wait, that's right now. Does anyone have a link to the diplomatic reception room of the White House? Nah, Shu didn't signal anything to the left, though. I've seen you talking in chat, and you seem, like, really stupid, so I understand that you weren't able to see the signaling, but it was definitely there. Here, hold on. Got it. Am I stupid, Vosh? No, you're poggers. There we go. President Trump delivers remarks in judicial appointments. Live stream starting soon, but it's already live, so it's going to be soon. You talk about Stephen Taylor. You know I have a lot of stuff to talk about, right? I'll do my best, okay? Holy fuck, you guys are annoying. He's late just like you usually. Fuck you. SMTH, I've seen all of them, yes. Late! True. He's announcing who he might put in when RBG dies, probably during his second term at this rate if he's reelected, if I recall correctly. Oh, God, you know what's going to happen? Holy shit. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to die of COVID because of that one time she officiated a wedding without a mask on. You guys saw those pictures on Twitter like a week ago. And then Trump is going to sneak in an appointment 3 weeks before the term ends, even though President Obama was denied the ability to put in a Supreme Court justice for like 9 months before his presidency ended. Oh, God. The Democrats are just going to roll over on it. They're going to be like, yeah, okay. Vosh bad. It's true, Vosh bad. Am I cringe for liking sports? Maybe a little. When are you going to talk about this? Don't shoot him no more. California police face backlash. This is 4 months old. I can't talk about every police shooting of a black... I get bored talking about this. Like, it's so tedious. Like, it's the same story every fucking time, dude. It's the same story. A black guy does something that he would survive if he was a white guy, and the police kill him, and then nothing happens. It's the same story. I get bored. It's tedious. It happens all the time. I can't talk about all of them. I can't do the Tim Pool thing where, like, anytime anything ever happens to a MAGA hat that's bad, I do a segment on it. I don't have as much performative outrage to play off of within my community. He hasn't gotten justice? Yeah, you know who the fuck else hasn't? Breonna Taylor. I haven't done a video on her either. There are a fuck ton of people who haven't gotten justice. That's part of the story. Why don't you upload a million 10-minute videos? Because I don't want to. That seems so boring. Did you hear Trump was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize? So was Hitler. Don't get too into it. When are you going to talk about the recent killing of Emmett Till? Yeah, unironically, doing an Emmett Till segment wouldn't be a bad idea someday. While we're waiting for the live stream on Trump's end to start, I'll read some donations. I love listening to that, dude. Beats the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Likewise, Soviet Ball with the $5. Much appreciated. Sensual Sloth with the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you, comrade. Very, very kind of you. Thano with the tier 1 sub gifted to Vivi Pixon 5. Thank you. Really Unfortunate and Sensual Sloth again with the gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you. Rodazon with the $5. I have some concerns with some of your rhetoric and would like to chat sometime in the hopes to change it. Appreciate the good content. You're free to email me, but I can't make any promises. I have taken the cum pledge. Toxicorum with the incredibly kind 1312. Thank you very, very much. Procrastinator, tier 1 sub. Thank you. And Tortellini with the $5. Yes, Vosh bad. Both of you are correct. High Progressive with the $5. Thank you very, very much. Toe Sucker with the tier 2 sub. Contra hit 1 million before Blair. The left has officially won the culture war. I won't deny it. I am pretty happy about that. Your dad slam piece, the $5. I'm gay. Me too. Bolshevik liberal with the $5. Thank you. Hank Budank with the $10. Been having a rough day today, but watching your stream always makes me feel a little bit better. Thank you, Servoosh. My pleasure, comrade. The same goes for me. I enjoy this shit. Ghost of FDR and Mythaldu, thank you both for the tier 1 subs. Nathaniel Jones, the $5. Thank you. Retro with the $2. Trans rights, comrade. And Horse Me with the $2. In Fallout, there was a flu-like plague accidentally unleashed by Chinese spies in the USA. It killed about 200,000. It happened shortly before the nuclear war. PogChamp, Reddit moment. Real life, just like Fallout. Larson with the $5. Vosh, I was a Nazi when I was 11. Can I be a leftist now? As far as I'm concerned, if you were a Nazi when you were 11, you were a victim of child abuse. So yeah, go for it. Aureus, the tier 1 sub, saw the VOD today where you did the gender poll, and it was 2% trans men, so now I'm here to represent. Hell yeah, comrade. Up those numbers. Tyler4GR with the tier 3 sub, you're really hot. Thank you, comrade. I do absolutely nothing with and to myself, so that's quite the compliment. I'm really putting in the minimum here. I've been thinking about getting my hair cut short again. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm finally ordering the equipment for my home gym. I'm looking forward to. I want to get yoked. We start. What kind of workouts do you normally do? Well, I haven't done it in a while. Time Lord with the $2. I used to be a fashion, now ortho-Marxist. Fuck yeah. Hammer Time with the tier 1 sub. What kind of socialism would explicitly exclude people? Like, how is that going to work? I don't fucking know, dude. Divergence with the incredibly kind $20. Thank you. Do you believe people can be inherently bad, or are they just designated as such by their bad actions? I don't think people are I'm not a moral realist. I don't think anything is inherently bad. I think some people do have, like, psychological tendencies that will lead them to be more likely to commit bad actions. Like people with antisocial personality disorder. Your mic is getting weird noise. No, that's from the live stream. Which means that somebody's mic is active. Huh. Zizek thinks people are inherently evil. Zizek is weird as fuck. The Vosh bad is really quiet. Yeah, I know, because that means people will get bored by it slower. Anyway, no, I don't think anyone is inherently bad. Samantha Sledge, the $5. Hey, Vosh, I love you. I have a day off. Gonna get drunk and read The Spirit. Probably gonna play Half-Life later. I miss my girlfriend. Are you separated from COVID, or is she dead? Or I don't know the context here, but I hope you're able to see her again soon if she's still alive. That would be preferable, I imagine.
Truth. I cannot believe he deceived the American people the way he did. How many people would still be alive today if he just told Americans the truth? He had an obligation to tell them the truth. I cannot believe
Fucking Chuck Schumer, dude. Fucking Democrats, useless motherfucking paperweights. Paperweight people. Anthony with a very kind $10. This gets really bad when you remember all the left idiots thinks liberals are fascists. Yep, true. Very fucking true. Nicolio Leo with the $5. Thank you very much, comrade. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed my chill time. I do very much enjoy my game streams. Hold on. Let me change the title. Are we still listed on YouTube? We are? Nice. That's been happening less and less lately, the delisting. Spider of Doom with the $5. I think that's how they get you. You're told lies about feminism, then YouTube recommends Ben Shapiro and Sargon, then you fall down the rights pipeline. Yeah, 100%. It's a really, really easy line to follow. Young people, especially young men, it's really easy to get them to be anti-feminist. It's like pathetically easy, you know? You talk to them a little bit, and you're like, hey, dude, these ladies hate men. Look at this big red. Look at this fat feminist who's jiggling when she moves around a lot. This one looks like she's sneering at you. She wants to cut your penis off. And then you get them on that, and it goes on. And then it's like, well, why are they bad? Well, they're not just bad because they hate men. They're bad because they there's a certain ideology they're peddling. It's not just feminism, it's social justice. And social justice is an ideology for people who are angry at those who have done well. Social justice is all about elevating non-white people and non-men and denigrating men and white people. It's all about pushing these crazy ideologies. It's all about censorship, forcing you to say this or believe that. And you have no choice. Like, that's your life then. And the people who fall into the social justice cult are vulnerable to adhering to outright hatred for your group. So you have to fight social justice. And it's like, wait, well, now that you're fighting against social justice, you're essentially arguing against the academic discipline designed to bring about equality. So if you're fighting against what is essentially the arbiter of equality, it's not very hard to move straight down fascism. It's not hard at all. That's reductive, but you're on the right track. Well, obviously, I'm simplifying it. Hello.
Thank you very much, my fellow Americans. Apart from matters of war and peace, the nomination of a Supreme Court justice is the most important decision an American president can make. For this reason, candidates for president owe the American people a specific list of individuals they consider for the United States Supreme Court. 4 years ago, I announced my first list of highly qualified candidates and promised to fill Justice Scalia's vacant seat from among those names. And just days after my inauguration, I kept that promise when I nominated Judge Neil Gorsuch. And as you know, he has been very spectacular. A year later, I nominated, and the Senate confirmed, another outstanding justice, Brett Kavanaugh. By the end of my first term, we will have confirmed a record number of federal judges, over 300, all of whom will faithfully uphold our Constitution as written.
No difference between Biden and Trump.
America exceptional is our reverence for the impartial rule of law. People have come from all over the world to pursue the American dream based on this sacred principle. Equality under the law is the bedrock of our society. It is the principle that inspired American heroes to abolish slavery and end segregation, secure civil rights, and build the most free and just nation in history.
Dude, he is so fucking low energy. It is insane. It feels like
that rejects the principle of equal treatment under the law. If this extreme movement is granted a majority on the Supreme Court, it will fundamentally transform America without a single vote of Congress. Radical justices will erase the Second Amendment, silence political speech, and require taxpayers to fund extreme late-term abortion.
What the
They will give unelected bureaucrats the power to destroy millions of American jobs.
Every time he goes on
They will
stage,
remove the words "under God" from the Pledge of Allegiance.
they will rape your
They
daughters.
will unilaterally declare the death penalty unconstitutional, even for the most depraved mass murderers.
The city
They
of
will
Houston
erase
will be
national
firebombed.
borders, cripple police departments, and grant new protections to anarchists, rioters, violent criminals, and terrorists.
God, I wish they were the
In the
party he
recent
thinks they
past,
are.
many of our most treasured freedoms, including religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms, have been saved by a single
I know it's
vote
funny to
of the
watch this,
United
but you have
States
to
Supreme
understand that
Court.
right now 2.5 million
Cherished
boomers are
rights
clinging to
at
the
risk,
fucking
including the
arms
right
of
to
their
life
their
and the
couches,
great
like
Second
fearing
Amendment.
everything that he says.
Over the next 4 years, America's president will choose hundreds of federal judges and, in all likelihood, 1, 2, 3, and even 4 Supreme Court justices. The outcome of these decisions will determine whether we hold fast to our nation's founding principles or whether they are lost forever. That is why today I am announcing 20 additions to my original list of candidates for the United States Supreme Court.
I need to look at these people's records.
Should there be another vacancy on the Supreme Court during my presidency, my nominee will come from the names I have
Can he just
shared
lie
with
like
the
that?
American
Yes.
public, including the original
Every single
list.
function of his office
these
has been turned into a
20
re-election machine. Everything he
Joe
says,
Biden has
everything he
refused
does.
to release his list, perhaps because he knows the names are so extremely far left that they could never withstand public scrutiny or receive acceptance. He must release a list of justices for people to properly make a decision as to how they will vote. It is very important that he do so. My original list of potential justices include many of our nation's brightest legal minds, such as Bill Pryor, Amy Coney Barrett, and Thomas Hardiman, outstanding people. Like those distinguished individuals, the 20 additions I am announcing today would be jurists in the mold of Justices Antonin Scalia, Clarence Thomas, and Samuel Alito.
I need a physical list.
Their names are as follows.
God.
Bridget Beatty of Arizona, judge on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Daniel Cameron of Kentucky, Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Paul Clement of Virginia, former Solicitor General of the United States. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas.
Yep.
Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Stuart Kyle Duncan of Louisiana,
Yep.
judge on the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Stephen Engel of the District of Columbia,
Appointing the Zodiac Killer to the
Assistant
highest
Attorney
office.
General for the Office of Legal Counsel
Is Tom
at the
Cotton even a
Department of
judge?
Justice. Noel Francisco, former Solicitor General of the United States. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. James Ho of Texas, judge on the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals.
Tom Cotton isn't even a judge.
Gregory Katsas
How
of
the
Virginia, judge on the District of Columbia Circuit Court of Appeals. Barbara Lugoa
He was a
of
clerk
Florida,
for a judge.
judge on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Christopher Landau of Maryland, United States Ambassador to Mexico. Carlos Muniz of Florida, Justice on the Supreme Court of Florida. Martha Packald of Illinois, Judge on the District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. Peter Phipps of Pennsylvania, Judge on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Sarah Pitlick of Missouri, Judge on the District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri. Allison Jones Rushing of North Carolina, Judge on the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. Kate Todd of Virginia, Deputy Assistant to the President and Deputy Counsel to the President. Lawrence Van Dyke of Nevada, Judge on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Every one of these individuals will ensure equal justice, equal treatment, and equal rights for citizens of every race, color, religion, and creed. Together, we will defend our righteous heritage and preserve our magnificent American way of life. Thank you. God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions on
I bet
the
they do.
judges? Please. Anybody on the judges? Excuse me. Any questions? They're outstanding people, very important decision, very important that Joe Biden put up potential nominees. I think it's a very important thing for our country that he do that. Okay, please, go ahead. Do you have a question? Question?
Mr. President, can you address the concerns from the Woodward book in regards to whether did you mislead the public by saying that you downplayed the coronavirus? Now, you repeatedly did that in order to reduce panic. Did you mislead the public?
Well, I think if you said in order to reduce panic, perhaps that's so. The fact is, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I love our country.
Wait.
And I don't want people to
He's
be
just owning
frightened.
it.
I don't want to create panic, as you say.
He's just owning it.
And certainly, I'm not going to drive this country or the world into a frenzy. We want to show confidence. We want to show strength. We want to show strength as a
he's just-
nation. And that's
just
what I've
owning
done,
it.
and we've done very well. We've done well from any standard. You look at our numbers compared to other countries, other parts of the world. It's been an amazing job that we've done. I think it's very sad in many respects because the incredible individuals working so hard on it.
It doesn't
including
matter.
our
The
Vice
Republican Party
President,
doesn't-
They've done this great
they
job.
don't care.
They haven't been acknowledged by the news media, and they should, for the job we've done, whether it's ventilators, and now you'll see very soon with vaccines and with therapeutics. The job we've done has been incredible. But we don't want to instill panic. We don't want to jump up and down and start shouting that we have a problem that is a tremendous problem, scare everybody. And I'll tell you the other thing, we immediately started buying all over the world. We started buying masks and gowns and everything else, and we don't want to cause pricing to go up to a level that becomes almost unaffordable. So, yeah, in that sense,
He never
so in that
finishes
sense,
a
I agree with
sentence.
it. Yeah, please.
How do you reassure the American public going forward that they can trust what you're saying?
Well, I think that's really a big part of trust. We have to have leadership. We have to show leadership. And the last thing you want to do is create a panic in the country. This was a horrible thing. It was sent to us by China. Should not have happened.
It's
Should
not an
never
answer.
have happened. This is a disgusting, terrible situation.
It's not an answer.
That was foisted upon us. And we have to show. We just don't want to use, the best word is panic. We don't want to have to show panic. We're not going to show panic.
You lied.
And that's exactly what I did. And
You
I was
admitted
very
the
open,
lying.
whether it's to Woodward or anybody else. It's just another political hit job. But whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic, or you're going to have bigger problems than you ever had before. Please.
How is it misleading to people?
Respectfully, sir, your comments amounted to more than trying to reduce panic. So on February 7th, you told
please.
Woodward it's more deadly than your strenuous flu. But
He's
then
going.
publicly you
Go
weren't
ahead,
saying it
please.
at all.
Mr. President,
Did they just
don't you
lead him
think if
off?
you were
Did they
more
just take the
forthright
mic
with
away from
American
him?
People, more lives could have been saved. Do you take responsibility at all for some of the 200,000 deaths that we've had?
So I think if we didn't do what we did, we would have had millions of people die. We closed up our country. We closed it up very, very quickly.
But you said that
very
was a bad
effectively. We did a job. We learned about this horrible disease, along with the rest of the world, which had to learn about it. And then we opened it up, and now we know the vulnerable. We know who it attacks, who it's so vicious against.
What?
And I think we've done, from every standpoint, a incredible job. We shouldn't have lost anybody. Nobody should have lost. China released something that they shouldn't have been allowed to release. They should not have released. It came out of
From
China.
their deadly
it went to
underground
Europe, it went all
biological
over the world.
laboratories.
Should have never happened. They could have stopped it. They stopped it from going into the remainder of China. It started in Wuhan.
300 million people could have died from COVID, and Trumpers would be saying Hillary Clinton would have let 310 million
We
die.
had to show, if it was up to you or whoever, I have no idea what he said in the book. And again, it's a book that I gave him some quotes, and frankly, we'll see how the book turned out. I have no idea. You're asking me questions for the first time. But again, the last thing we can show is panic or excitement or fear or
What?
anything else. We had to take care of the situation we were given. Now, long before anybody else wanted to do it, I closed our borders.
Again,
to a
it's the
very
same
heavily
talking
infected
points
China.
every single time.
If
Nobody's
I didn't
asking
do
him
that,
this.
we would have had hundreds of thousands more people die. Dr. Fauci said it. Many people said it. It was a great decision. It was a decision I made, and I had to
Literally,
make.
just
It was a
like
decision that a lot of
everyone
people
talks
thought
about
I was wrong.
coronavirus,
Nancy Pelosi
nobody
said it
ever
for
talks
Joe
about
Biden
my
said
middle
it.
school
They all
soccer
came
trophy.
back and they said
Nobody
it was
mentions
the
it.
right
Nobody, the
decision.
fake
And I
news
was
media
clear.
doesn't want you to
That was
know
in January.
about my middle
January
school
I did
soccer
that.
trophy.
So that was a very good thing we did. Otherwise, we would have had hundreds of thousands
Joe
more.
Biden had
But
no soccer
if we
trophies.
didn't close the country, we would have been talking about millions of people instead of the numbers that we have right now.
Is there anything else?
You mentioned that you were trying to avoid price gouging, but you mentioned to Bob Woodward that you recognize that this virus spread through the air on February 7th. You didn't begin Project Airbridge until March. You didn't use the Defense Production Act until March. You didn't start ramping up ventilator production until March.
You didn't really think it was going to be to the point where it was. All of a sudden,
You
the world
had
was
the
infected.
info.
The entire world was infected. Everyone was
You
scrambling
knew.
around looking where to buy face masks and all of the other things. We've opened up factories.
We
We've
didn't
had
know.
tremendous
You
success
did.
with face
You
masks
knew.
and with shields and with the ventilators. We're now supplying the rest of the world. We have all the ventilators we can use. And remember this. The ventilators were very important. Not one person that needed a ventilator didn't get it. And these are very
What?
complex, expensive machines to make. We opened up something like hadn't been done since the Second World War. We've done an incredible job, but we don't want to run around screaming, shouting, oh, look at this, look at this. We have to show leadership.
This is
And
everything they
leadership is
bitched
all
about the CDC.
confidence, and confidence is confidence in our country.
The CDC changed their mask expectation guidelines and people lose their shit over it. Trump openly admits to lying and downplaying the severity of the virus and not acting within a month of knowing what the stakes were, and nobody cares.
A list of 20 incredible people, and we will talk later. I'm sure we'll be meeting later in the day. Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ. Like there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing he could do. Trump could kill every single American except for one, and that one remaining American would talk about how Hillary Clinton would have killed him too. And he would praise Trump. He would praise Trump to God for being the president, the only president who was capable of saving his and his life alone. That's it. It would be it. That one remaining Trump supporter in America, a country with a population of 2, Trump and him, that guy would get down on his knees and suck Trump's cock for being the president, the only God-given president capable of saving his life. This is fucking insane. This is the reason why, I say this every time, this is the reason why fascists can't handle pandemics. Look at every fucking fascist, not authoritarian countries can handle it, but fascist specifically, why they can't handle stuff like this. Because in order to respond to a virus appropriately, you have to accurately estimate what it's capable of doing to your population, and then you have to be honest about it. Because the public has to be involved in the process of getting people through that pandemic. But fascists can't do that. Fascists have to treat their country like a nonstop fucking cheerleading squad. Like he admitted he did. Honesty is not their policy. He literally admitted we couldn't look weak. We had to lie. What happened to what? China lied, people died? How can anyone in good faith, no Trump supporters act in good faith, how can anyone with a attached cerebral cortex possibly lay the blame here at the foot of China? China could have done literally anything. There's nothing China could have done from stopping this from getting out of China. And it's a 2-week incubation period. It wasn't created in a fucking underground lab. It would have come out of China one way or another. So at that point, the rest of the world has to deal with it in their own way. And it's their own responsibility. And Trump is literally just admitting he lied. This is in addition to Trump already admitting that he slowed down testing because to test more people would have made his administration look worse. This is a person who lies about, well, essentially about everything relating to the virus and its spread and his team's response to it anytime he goes up there. He literally went to a Tulsa rally. He went to a Tulsa rally and bragged that he cut down on testing. And Herman Cain went to that rally and died because he didn't wear a mask, because he was doing a political stunt to try to show that everyone's being hysterical about COVID-19. In the same stadium as the president of the United States, admitting he just cut down on testing deliberately, hurting our country's chances of getting the pandemic under control to make his administration look better. Not to mention the fact that we've heard no national response, not to mention the fact that Trump has done absolutely nothing to provide for the American families who have lost their jobs and who are facing eviction, not to mention the fact that, or foreclosure, not to mention the fact that Trump has openly threatened to withhold resources from governors who'd cross him. It's insane, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 200,000, oh, it's just 200,000 people, you know? Oh, it would have been just like the flu, except it had 5 times the death rate yearly of the flu, and it hasn't even been a year yet. And also, it causes potentially debilitating and lifelong heart injuries and lung injuries to people who have it, even if they do survive. Whereas if you survive the flu, then you're pretty much fine for the most part. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. Benghazi. How many Benghazi hearings did we have for Hillary Clinton? 2, 3, 4, 5. How many was it exactly? How many years did that go on? 8? 20? 30? I don't know. I can't count them. 4 people. 4 people. Yeah. Brain injuries as well. Jesus. Yeah, they still talk about Benghazi. If Hillary Clinton was president, probably around 15 to 20,000 people would have died, and Republicans never would have talked about anything else for the rest of the presidency. Every single Republican outlet would have been screaming about the death of every single person who died under a Hillary Clinton presidency. The RNC, which just happened a few weeks ago, would have been a eulogy to every American who died under Hillary's incompetence. They would have had a banner of her painted with blood pouring down her face, and they would have had a wall engraved with the name of every American who died of COVID-19 behind it. And they would have tossed the banner over it so Hillary Clinton can look down and smile with blood-stained eyes. Are you honestly defending Hillary? What the fuck? What the fuck is me? How is this defending Hillary? This is what the Republicans would do. Am I saying Hillary would have done better than Trump with regards to COVID-19? Yeah, absolutely. Unironically, of course, absolutely, easily. That's obviously. Because Hillary Clinton is a terrible fucking human being, but she's not a fascist. She's not Trump. Big difference there. Very big difference. A lot of lefties can't tell. They don't know the difference. Bad Democrats, bad Republicans, whatever. Yeah, he didn't just say the virus wasn't that bad. He said it was a hoax. He said it was a Democrat hoax. Initially, he said that the virus and the threat of the virus was a Democrat hoax. There are still Republicans who think it's a hoax, by the way. I saw a highly upvoted comment in Our Conservative just the other day, just the other day. And it was a screenshot saying, why do Amish... It was a screenshot of a meme, like a Facebook tier boomer meme, And top text was, hey, why aren't the Amish suffering from COVID-19 that much? And the bottom text was the Amish guy responding, because we don't have television here. Get it? Because it's all fake news pandemic, not real. This is a popular opinion amongst Republicans. It's not just that Republicans simultaneously believe that Trump handled it well, even when he's openly admitting online that he lied. Or not online, sorry, to the American public that he lied. It's not just that doublethink. They also think, simultaneously, that Trump is being completely honest, but also that it's all a complete hoax. And then you get into all the fucking conspiracy shit with the vaccine, Bill Gates shit, and the 6% thing. You know, the 6% thing? I talked about that in an earlier video, where the CDC said that 94% of people who die from COVID-19 had something else wrong with their bodies. And they were like, oh, so only 6% died from COVID-19, but most people over 55 have at least one pre-existing condition. So obviously the virus would be more likely to kill those people. And we're still talking about probably a number of people who are going to be having long-lasting health impacts for their entire lives, numbering in the millions, Yeah, technically nobody actually dies from AIDS. HIV is just an immunodeficiency disorder. You get HIV and then you get the flu and that kills you. But that's just the flu. AIDS has never killed anyone, It's always something else. Car accident? My friend, you didn't die of a car accident. Your heart stopped after you were hit by a car. My friend. You silly goose. You dumb fuck. We didn't kill... What? What about Pigeon? I'm doing a thing. That's what you came in here for? You couldn't have waited for me to finish the segment or time that or anything? Need to get more than one of these. Alright, come here. Get.
Sorry, chat.
All right, we're good. Well, completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yep, completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, no civilians actually died from U.S. involvement in Iraq back since the war started. They all just had a bunch of heart and brain failures that coincidentally coincided with the arrival of U.S. troops and the deployment of ammunition in their general direction. Yeah, disease always come along with pre-existing conditions, and people with pre-existing conditions will always be more vulnerable to death. It's just how it works. Yeah, their hearts just stopped. I don't fucking know. God damn it. Would you ever consider speaking with Beau of the Fifth Column? Yeah, I like Beau of the Fifth Column. I think Beau of the Fifth Column is doing best one of the things that is really, really, really important to leftist advocacy, which is the diversification of tactics. Ah, yes, here we go. Here's Tom Cotton, 1:06 p.m., 4 minutes ago. Very nice. Very nice. But again, Biden, Trump presidency, no real difference, you know. Hey, who here has a womb in chat? You guys got a womb? Really should consider presidential candidates that aren't going to nominate Supreme Court justices who want to take away your right to an abortion. Wasn't Tom Cotton the guy who was literally diagnosed as a sociopath? If he was, I am not aware of it. But, I mean, kind of gives that vibe. Beau would be down to talk with you, but he doesn't want to debate. Why would I want to debate Beau of the Fifth Column? I'd love to do it on his channel sometime, though. I feel like every time people talk to me, they do it on my channel because they don't want to plague their channel with the controversy of having my face on it, you know? Not this time. I'm bold and confident and... Wait, hold on. Oh, I actually just got a super cool DM. I can't tell you guys what it is, but that's cool. That's I don't know if the person who sent it to me is watching right now, but yeah, of course, I'll respond to that as soon as I'm not streaming. Probably not. You're probably too cool to be watching me right now, but you know. Anyway, let's read donos and then we got to talk about glass necklaces. Any planned talks today? No, I was going to do an interview today, but it turns out it was actually scheduled for 1 p.m. EST, not PST, which is 10 p.m. my time, and I misread it. So I was like shitting when it was supposed to be happening. Anyway, hold on. Let's read some donos, huh? Derek with $5. What is this? Oh, yeah, I saw this one. Okay, Buddy Vosh, a good subreddit. I appreciate the banner right here. You know, you guys are really putting in the effort. I can't actually scroll this subreddit, though, because you guys don't censor not safe for work marked posts. Oops, all pain and suffering. Bernier bust, never Biden. Revisionist tanky, socialism is fascism, Antifa are the real fascists. Bausch hates veganism. Transphobic trans people. He was no angel. Bausch is a pedo. Dems are socialists. Buy and pan erasure. Necrophilia. 13. It's true. My whole online career is suffering. Class reduction. Artificially flavored. This is good. This is really good. Perpetual suffering. You know how it is. Asking questions is bad faith. Yeah, this Vouch dude sounds like dog shit. Donald Thompson with the €5. Have you heard the tax deferment Trump is pushing out? We military folks have to pay that back in January. Genius? No, I haven't. I should look into it. Jarrett Finney with the incredibly kind $25. Love your stuff. What's your opinion on a co-op setting being used for hard sciences such as astronomy and neuroscience compared to traditional firms? Do you think co-ops can be as effective? If so, how? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by hard sciences. Do you mean like PR? You mean like R&D departments for larger corporations? Or do you mean like pure science groups that do research through grant funding? If we're talking about pure research done through grant funding, or stuff like that, or like, I don't know if it necessarily would need to be a co-op model. I don't actually know what the traditional organization model is for groups that do pure research, you know? Though ideally, like, I think that scientists generally work better in collaborative environments. Like, historically, that seems to be more effective. So, I imagine it would be preferable for that to be the case. I'm not familiar with how they typically operate. So, without that knowledge, I can't really confidently say. Base Batman with the $5. Thank you. Lefties are playing Dark Souls with PvP invasions, but being raised lib is pretty cringe too. True. Wasp Allergies with the incredibly kind $10. Thank you, comrade. Fuck yeah. Jack Attack LP with $2 replaced fascist with heretic. Yeah, seriously. Imp Drool with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. It was time. Yes, it was. And Arvid with the $7. Shout out to @PunishedMelanie for creating the X-regressive safe space yesterday. Twitter GC and Discord are both super wholesome. Pogs for Mel. Yeah, this is here. The best person I've ever met at Twitter would probably be Shoeonhead. Shoeonhead is just very good at Twitter. Like that has nothing to do with my feelings like for her as a friend. It's just she's very good at it. She's good at Twitter. But Mel Carthy also does a really good job. Her account is locked right now, so I don't want to show it to you. It's called Punished Melanie, but she's like a former reactionary, and she's trying to open up the online left to be a little bit more inclusive towards people who used to have bad takes. And she's cool. Yeah, I think she's really cool. She's also a massive shoe simp. Complete win back with 5 hours. Thank you, comrade. Bird of Hermes, the $5. Love you, Vosh. I love you too, comrade. Happy to hear that my content has helped you in that respect. Retro with the $5. Fascists do gatekeep, or at least literal NS do, to people who are fat/tattooed/dating interracially, just not as visible as lefty wokeism. Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's not as visible. When there's far-right gatekeeping, it's usually being done by the insane fucking on the brink of a school shooting dipshits who are doing homemade stick and poke tattoos of swastikas on their armpit, you know? It tends to be way more selective, way more in-group based, and but it's not about actually keeping people out of the right, you know? I've never ever seen a person like move to the left because the right pushed them away from being a fascist because they were fat. Like I've never seen that happen, you know? Like a person come to the left being like, "I am fat," and the right wouldn't accept me, you know? Plenty of fat people in the right. A lot of their fucking leaders are fat. Phaedrus, the $5. Thank you. Agreed. Terry Crews is not our enemy, even if his takes are cringe sometimes. Carson Harvey with a very kind $10. The same thing happened to Cenk Uygur when the Justice Dems with his comments about women 10 plus years prior. That was dug up by conservative media. That's how they divide the left. Very true. Very, very true. You can see that with minorities, though, Vosh. Not really. I have never met a person who is black or brown go, I was kind of leaning towards fascism, but then they wouldn't accept me because I'm black or brown. I've never seen that happen. Dude, far-right people love having black or brown demagogues to, like, put up, you know? Because then they can do the same bad faith arguments that everyone else does. You know, like, I can't be a white nationalist. My fellow Kekistanis, I am 1/18th Samoan, you know? They love doing that shit. It's their favorite thing in the world to do. I'm pretty sure Nick Fuentes still has, like, proud Hispanic, Latino, you know, American on his bio. Red Star Undead with the 10 euros. Thank you. At a Furnace Star being a Bernier buster. Now he's saying Trump is better than Biden. Does a Bernier bust to alt-light pipeline exist? If so, how common is it? Yes. Do they watch Rising by chance? Please tell me they watch Rising, because that is what they exist to do. To take disaffected Bernier busters and actually convince them that the lazy, good-for-nothing Democrats are actually worse than the Republicans. Big Gay Fish, the $5. I'm a lesbian who recently started watching. Hell yeah. Rockstar Skolas, thank you. You should draw a brutalist version of the White House. That sounds like a lot of effort. I'm not really talented at architectural drawings. Hostel Boy with the gifted tier 1 sub. Thank you. No, I will never shave my head bald for streamer. At least I have no current plans. Chris B with the $5. You think Bin Laden's niece will watch this from the comfort of her white picket fence home in Switzerland? Maybe. Somniostatic with the incredibly kind $10. Fascies are take everyone in, slowly devour their brains and turn them into fascists. Lefties are tell everyone to get out besides the people who already agree. Yep. Which strategy works better? Tatum with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Somniostatic with the additional very kind $10. Wait, I can't read it now because it ended up being scrolled down to the bottom, but I'll get to you soon. Thomas, thanks to 5 Canadian. Could I do an interview and conversation with Dr. Cornel West or Benjamin Dixon? Maybe. I don't know if I'm perhaps not. I might be too controversial for them. Wait. White House orders end to COVID-19 airport screenings for international travelers entering the United States. No temperature check, no symptoms check, no contract tracing. Oh, no way. Oh, my fucking God. Not even a temperature check? It takes 5 seconds. You can't even see if they're currently symptomatic. NN17, thanks to the $5 and for the very kind offer, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline. Spazoid Gamer with the $10, thanks for doing what you do. Keep it up. Sorry for DMing you in Discord earlier. DM Discord noob. No worries, comrade. I get DMs from all over the place. Coladict, agreed. Thanks to the gifted tier 1 sub. Complete wingback with the incredibly kind 20 Rs. Vosh give Mel, punished Melanie a shout out. She was dogpiled by tankies for trying to create a space for ex-conservatives. Oh, well, look at that. I already fucking did that. Yeah, I would like to talk to Mel someday on stream. She seems cool. I think it's she, right? Yeah, she. Punished Mel, yeah. Nathaniel Esposito with the £5. Thank you. I yell Kamala Harris is a Marxist into the dark, but the only returning sound is my own echo. Joe Biden is a fascist, it says. I cry. True. True. True, though. And they deserve each other. The big difference, though, is that Charlie Kirk is at least smart enough to make ridiculous accusations against the oppositional party, whereas the dumb fucks who call Joe Biden a fascist are making ridiculous accusations against the party that better represents their interests. Kill your nihilism with the $5. I live in Cali. It's 12 p.m. and pitch black outside with orange skies. I'm terrified, but watching your streams is a huge comfort for me. Thank you. Yeah, I've heard that rumor that right now California and Oregon are fucked. Right now, up here in Washington, things are a little bit better. Hold on. Oregon skies. I saw some pictures. Yeah. Wow, that is fucking terrifying. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like pretty cool, but this literally just looks like a Doom level. Like, look at this. Wait! Fuck, was that copyright? I didn't have my earbuds in. God damn it! Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, they're coming for me. Oh, shit. All right, I'm kidding. Let's get back to it. I know if I keep that bit going for too long, people will actually leave the stream. Dude. What the fuck? Guys, what's going on?
Okay, so Harrisburg could be bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad, actually. You know what? It's fucking terrible. It looks so bad. And
How can you breathe? Oh, there we go. Jesus. Yeah, okay. So the red pictures are in Oregon. The orange pictures are are more near the coast and in California. It looks like there's a very specific part of Oregon where it's literally just red. I need context, please. There are fires raging all up and down the West Coast. Now, thankfully, hold on. I'm going to check outside just to make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah. Things are smoky over here in Washington, near Seattle, but it's not. The sky looks normal. It's a blue sky. It's just smoky. Jesus. The sky's clear in Arizona, Vosh? Well, yeah, sure. Check text. I saw. Let me see this. Wait a second. These Soviet aesthetics. Fuck it, I don't even care. Wait, this is sick as shit. Comrade Pigeon. To replace K Comrade, it'll be K Pigeon. Thank you, Conyer. This is sick as shit. Look. K Pigeon and Wee Woo for Artemy. Just keep it as K Comrade? All right, we can keep it as K Comrade and Wee Woo. The great fight, the great battle. Yeah, Pigeon is a tanky. Pigeon isn't an ANCAP? No, the Gecko is an ANCAP. Pigeon is a tanky. God, she's so ugly. What an ugly little baby. What's the beardy? Lizard just wants to grill. Hold on. We have more donos to go through. Yeah, right. Tio Dudu with 2R. Hey Vosh, what do you think about Bolsonaro? I think he's cringe. Salt and Sea with the incredibly generous $20. Thank you. This has to be the least qualified list of people I could conceive. Yeah, when I have more time to, I'll go over the list myself and see what the qualifications are for all these people. See how stupid they are. The fact that Tom Cotton and Ted Cruz is on there is already pretty fucking funny, though. TJ Gamer with the $5. What are your thoughts on all these people? I think Markiplier is very cute and positive and wholesome. I never watched Jacksepticeye. The MCU is good, dumb popcorn fun, but when you actually think about these movies, they make me want to die because it's so popular and it's such committee-driven slack. And I'm happy to hear that my content helps you through the day. Somnio Static with a very kind $10. This motherfucker has destroyed our judicial system for decades. Trump bad, Trump bad. True. Trump bad. True. 21st Century Socialist, $10. Candace Owens would argue black people in America need to take personal responsibility for the lead in their water. Yeah, she absolutely would. Oh, shit, dude. Turncuts are so fucking useful for the right. Holy fuck. You gonna change your shirt from yesterday, Vosh? No, I'm not going to, because I barely wore it yesterday. I only wore it for stream, and now I'm wearing it again. Eat my fucking ass. Randar the Barbarian, thank you very, very much for the very kind $3. Agreed, yeah. Even if you're a Second Amendment absolutist, we still have to recognize that's a fight we need to take with the Democrats, not with the Republicans. Cloacino with the $5. Do you think if Trump loses, he'll resign so Pence could pardon him? Haha, that'd be kind of a wacky meme. No, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I can't make predictions anymore. Maybe. Some people close to Trump have alleged that he's afraid of losing in large part because he'll be arrested after he no longer has presidential powers. Words of Pie with the $5. Did you notice most of the nominees he picked were from swing states? No, I didn't actually, but that's an interesting observation. Horse Me with the very kind $20. Ah, fucking kill me, holy fuck. Hey, you don't need to worry, comrade. Trump will kill you soon enough. Derek with the very kind $5. 1, David Duke. 2, Nyarlathotep. 3, Dracula. 4, Satan. Yeah, he's going down the whole fucking list. David Servio with a very kind $10. This is a genius move. He's pressuring Biden to put out a list, and he knows any list he puts out will alienate both the left and the right. Yeah, because nobody likes Trump. Nobody has Biden. I'm sorry, nobody likes Biden. Nobody has Biden signs up in their lawn. Retro, I have seen Love for Landlords, a pretty funny subreddit. I have not talked to Tom Jump, FT. Last or first with the $5. We don't want to cause a panic. It's very important we don't. Also, if you vote for my opponent, he will revoke the Bill of Rights and eat your children. Yeah, true. Imagine being Trump and saying you're trying to curb fear-mongering. Dark Samus, thank you so much for the gifted tier 1 sub. Yes, RBG needs to live just a little bit longer. We'll get there. Osu with the gifted tier 2 sub. Thank you. Give royalties. JK, I can clean it up for you if you want, baby. No, I kind of like it as it is, but thank you, Osu, so much for the Trump Bad song. It truly is a fucking bop. I hope you know that. Senor Tomate with a very kind $5. The scary. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. White Nervosa changed something the other day. I wonder if it's actually changed. Hold on. Or well, I know it's changed, but I wonder if it's in effect. Ah, it's in effect. Nice. White Nervosa, you did it. You fixed the timer bug. Pog. Nice. There we go. Spazoid Gamer, thanks to the tier 1 sub, comrade. Don't worry, you'll always be seeing my VODs on YouTube. I'm well compensated for my work. Senior to mate with the $5. The scary possibility of Tom Cotton being on the Supreme Court is a good enough reason to vote for Biden. Yeah, he's young, too. Tom Cotton could be on the Supreme Court for 50 years, a half century. Probably not that long, but it's possible. The Chaos card, the $5. Thank you, comrade. My Trump-supporting fascist dad literally told me he saw in the news that homeless people aren't affected by COVID-19. Well, they're not treated by COVID-19. So, yeah. Can you add Automod to the subreddit? Yes, I need to do that, Dutch Farmers, for sure, for sure. Somniostatic with a very kind $10. So I'm pretty sure Trump had the bright idea of announcing judges to A, show favoritism, and B, look strong on law. Oh, yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I would think. Dax with the incredibly kind tier 4 sub. Thank you so much, comrade. Free software is praxis? Yes, it absolutely is, and I'm sorry for jiggling the whole desk with my leg. It's just a nervous habit on my part. You know, when impending fascism looms, I get a little jiggly. You know how it is. Exfa, yes, it did, comrade. I'm just saving all the donos with links for the last bit. Just a few more donos, comrade, and then we'll get right to the next bit because we can always sink lower. Cino Wood with the $5. Thank you. I'd love to talk to you about how we can think VR/AR technologies will jumpstart the communist revolution sometime. How will I do that? That is an interesting premise, comrade, but I'm afraid that I'm actually taking a bit of a moratorium and having discussions with other lefties, unless you've got a fuck ton of clout. Because it's the Come Manifesto thing. Even positive conversations I'm trying to curb down on a little bit. You can email me, but no promises. Galadan, thank you so much for the $5. Hope you're staying safe. A lot of my peers in Oregon lost their residences to the fires yesterday. Sending good vibes. Holy fuck, people are losing their homes? Like your friends? Like it's that many? Holy shit, I'm really sorry. Or do you mean they just have to flee? Hey, there we go. This is the attitude I like to see. Guys, remember that excellent TikTok we saw the other day? A whole city burned down in Oregon yesterday? Holy shit, that's pretty metal.
Girl, it's because you've been in a detention camp for weeks and you haven't seen your parents? That's terrible. Well, at least the Democratic establishment learned their lesson. Ma'am, why are you crying? Oh, it's because the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, and now you can't get access to safe reproductive health care, and now you're gonna have to risk your health and safety to get an abortion? Well, at least we don't have Kamala Harris as a vice president. Oh my god, are you okay? That looked like a tough fall. Let me call you an ambulance. Beep, 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 beep. Wait, what? You're one of the 22 million people who lost their health care when the Republicans repealed the Affordable Care Act? Well, damn it. Well, Biden only wanted to cover 97% of people, and either everyone has health care or no one gets it. I'm sorry. Hey, Earth, you don't look too good. Oh, you're dying because Trump rolled back environmental regulations and pulled us out of the Paris Climate Accords? Well, at least I get to keep my sense of moral superiority.
True. And then here's the reply that's blowing up. There are thousands of these being produced every day, little politicians, little priests, little bosses, who will apply the same energy to convincing you that staying late or working on Saturday means you're part of the team. So this has literally nothing to do with the content of the TikTok. This is a complete non sequitur. Ah, yes. This is exactly like a little boss who wants you to stay later at work. The complete emotional reaction. Just a complete non sequitur. Oh God, Jamie, don't be stupid. The climate change one is especially egregious because scientists tell us Biden's campaign's half measures are functionally the same as nothing at all. That's not true. That's not true. Jamie, that's not true. This guy runs the Antifada podcast, the Come Manifesto. All these people are terrible,
A million people
except for this kid. This kid is the only person who's a humanist. This kid is the only person who cares about human beings. These people are the ones who want to preserve their sense of moral superiority and who don't actually give a fuck about the plight of anyone beneath them. Privileged little fucking podcasters who would rather snarkily commentate on the end of the world than accept that sometimes half measures are the best you can do. Zexfa with a tier 1 sub. Thank you. Here's some pictures of wild monkeys I took on my trip to Ethiopia. Oh, shit. Oh, damn, dude. You returned to civilization after seeing monkey? Arachno Kami with a very kind $5. Right-wingers are claiming BLM want to repeal civil rights legislation in California. Yeah, I've seen it. So, California has a specific set of civil rights pledges, which are preventing the state from implementing affirmative action in the way they would like to. So they want to remove that. It's not really that big of a deal. Markinator, is this tweet also COINTELPRO? Honestly, I'm tired of people arguing about communism, socialism, social democracy, and what's better. We are entirely capable of coming up with new compassionate systems that weren't led by white men who have been 6 feet under for centuries. Yes. Yes, this one is absolutely COINTELPRO. Holy shit. Can somebody make a Twitter account where it's like COINTELPRO detection Twitter, and you just screenshot shit like this and post it? And it's like, we've spotted one, we've spotted a CIA agent. I think that'd be a good Twitter account. I'd follow that. What is COINTELPRO? Just Google it. I'm in deep. Ballarith with a very kind $3. Please show my cum pledge agitprop on stream to bless the VGGers and YouTube chatters. I stayed up all night to make this dumb shit. Oh, don't. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got this one. It's fucking good. It's worth the effort. Okay, Buddy Vouch could end up being like my my Hassan Reddit check at the beginning of every stream kind of thing, if the subreddit's big enough, you know? So it needs to be big enough for me to have new content to look at. Geo Toby with the incredibly kind tier 4 sub. Please look at my babies. Maybe I will. Fluffy. Fluffy. Stretch. Sun baby. He gains power. He gains power. Wait, what's up? I'm being distracted. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
What? Yes, you are.
Nothing. It's not here.
Yeah, I know it's not here.
No, you don't.
Yeah, this is my fucking studio. I'm a master of this domain. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Insufferable. Rian Ghosh with a very kind tier 1 sub. Today is my birthday, 18th. Wow. Happy birthday. Grew up upper middle class and black and almost became a Ben Shapiro Candace Owens offspring. Found your 1350 video and became based. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. Anytime you see me angrily staring past the camera, it's because somebody came in because they didn't get all this shit in order before stream. I'm putting a lock on that door. Wait, Pigeon came in? God damn it.
You can lock it.
Wait, that door has a lock?
Yeah, look.
Oh. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Wait, where? Give her to me. No, now give her to me.
Pigeon, come here.
Baby, so fluffy. Oh, what a beautiful friend. Friend. He's giving me a look. Glad you like the 1350 video. Here we go. Hibbin. 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 Look at this little raw chicken. Ooh. She's always crying. Little ugly little goblin. Yeah?
That's a good one.
Here you go.
All right.
She is very loud. No offense, but that thing is terrifying. Oh, totally, for sure, yeah. Yeah, crying baby. Are the eyes different colors? No, she was just born with a little bit of an eye thing, so she's always watery-eyed. It's constant. We just clean her eyes every once in a while, and she's fine. Why is it hairless? Because she's a hairless cat. Anyway, let's run through a few more. Stinky Boy, thank you so much for the $5. I will be talking about One Piece when I finish it. Thank you for the kind words. Red Star Undead with the £5. Thank you. To answer your question, yes, they have started watching Rising. The person who went from Bernie or Buster to supporting Trump. Wow! Happy to hear it. Retro, yeah, it does look like an Oblivion Gate opened in Oregon. Zero Divisor with the $5. You live in Central CA? Well, I hope you fucking have a mask, comrade. Like a real one. And Argo Cummings, the very kind tier 1 sub. Fucking true. Very true. Lefties are allergic to winning. CW with the $5. Yeah, my family lives in Medford. They had to evacuate. They're not even in the worst parts of the state, like in Salem. It's bad, bad, bad. What the fuck do you think is going to happen if you name a town Salem? Honestly. Jesus. These people. No planning skills. What are you going to do with these people? Shep Talk with the incredibly kind $10. Love your content, comrade. In terms of praxis, in my opinion, it's you, Bo, the fifth column, and Renegade Cut leading the pack. Would love to hear a convo between you all. I know that I'm cool with Bo, the fifth column. Does Renegade Cut follow me on Twitter? Renegade Cut Twitter. No, Renegade Cut has me blocked on Twitter. Well, there you go. Probably not going to happen. Taint Pirate with a very kind $15.69. Love from Texas. Keep up the swag. Thank you. I'll try my best. You know, I'm always trying to deliver the swag takes. Hermistress Megasys, the very kind $5. Thank you, comrade. I'll consider it. Woke Scold with the $5. Thoughts on this argument in favor of democratic control companies? A single person control the company up until they break even on their investment. Maybe. That would be like a good half measure, kind of, you know? A little bit, like private ownership up until you break even on the investment. I mean, it would be like a transitionary kind of thing. Yeah, I think it could be done, you know, maybe. His channel is Renegade Cut is blocked for everyone. He didn't block you. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, there are still plenty of donos to look through, but I think it's long past time we do another actual bit of content. But we can have a little bit of fun with this one because it's so unambiguously terrible. We don't have to, we don't have to think too hard. Bosh? Oh, what's this? Mean. Mean. I could still look on the left if I just lost some weight. What do you want from me? I'm 26. I'm not old. I just got peepo fat. There you go. You are 26, that's old? Yeah, yeah. Oh, so cute! Look! It's me reading Theory with Hyena. Hey! This is cute as shit! Look at that! I love it. I love everything here. I like that Kanye is like a little doll, you know? That's cute as fuck. Hold on, I'm saving that. Just my fan art folder and my porn folder are pretty close to each other, so I gotta be careful. There we go. Stay safe, folks. Why do you look so different at all stages of your life? Because I've always been comfortable experimenting with hairstyles, beard styles, and how I generally present myself. Alright, folks. Everyone always forgets Humphrey. Well, we don't have Humphrey anymore. Humphrey belonged to Max, but Max moved out. Retweet it? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Vosh bad. Vosh bad. The stream title is still about Trump. I don't care. Folks, I've got good news. I found the loophole. I found the loophole to the come pledge. You see, if no wait, this is a bad start. Hold on. We don't need to mention the come pledge every video. Hold on. Give me 5 seconds, okay? All right. Folks, I don't really have that much of a lead up to this one. It's just really, really bad. I'm not, yeah, here. You know what? Just right into it, okay? Charleston scene. Wear their names jewelry made out of shattered glass from the Charleston riot. It gets better. Here are our two inventive designers. Look at them. They're gentrifying my fucking corneas as I look at them. It's incredible. My camera is the greatest weapon of making a difference in the world, and it was killing me I couldn't be out to document that moment. Chelmis said. And here we have it. I shit you not. It is jewelry made from glass from the Charleston riot that is named after black people who have been killed by the police. Please look at this. Holy fuck. Look at these prices. What's that necklace you got right there? Oh yeah, that's my Brianna, you know? It's my Brianna. Oh, this is my Elijah. Yeah. This one was $5. Ooh, wow, you got an Elijah? Oh, I've got an Ezell. Yes, there's the Trayvon. There we go. Only $95. Apparently not worth that much. Tamir, only $45. Fascinating. I guess I don't know how they priced this out. To be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly sure how they how they arrived at these prices. Oh god, dude. Look. The Charleston Gibbs Museum pulls controversial jewelry line after online backlash. Believe it or not, they actually thought this was gonna fly. The line called Wear Their Names was designed by Chelmis and Jing Wen, a Charlton area couple who founded a non-profit group called Shan Shui. The jewelry line, which includes jewelry, features pieces of shattered glass from store windows that were broken during the May 30 King Street rioting. Items in the line were named after black people who have died at the hands of injustice and police brutality, such as the Trayvon, the Brianna, so on and so forth. Proceeds are being donated to a non-profit organization called From Privilege to Progress, a national movement desegregating the conversation about race on social media. So, I've got so much. I've got so much to say. I've got so much to say. I'm not even gonna fucking prompt any of it. First of all, this is some fucking slave auction shit right here. Does anyone else think it's a little bit weird? We're like the Elijah, you know? This is we're essentially commodifying the suffering of black people who have died at the hands of injustice, and we're selling that. Now, you're not getting their bodies, so it's not slavery in a traditional sense, but it's still, man, this feels fucking weird to me. Holy fuck. Like, it's literally a physical artifact which is meant to be representative, I guess, of the spirit of a dead, like, can you imagine being the family of one of these people? Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, this is some Get Out level shit right here, you know? This is some, whoo, baby. Now, you got that. You got the high prices. Listen, nobody who participated in those riots is going to be able to afford any of this shit, okay? A lot of those fucking rioters, a lot of the people who are on the ground actually getting their hands dirty, a lot of these protesters, a lot of the people who actually day-to-day fear the threat of the police are not going to be going online buying a $480 necklace called the Elijah, okay? That's probably not going to happen. Yeah, these are soul stones right here, okay? They've actually, the dark warlocks of the Shanshui studio have developed a technique for sapping the spiritual energy from black corpses and infusing them into these pieces of joy. Yeah, it's Skyrim soul crystals. Exactly. Holy fuck, dude. I'm actually surprised there's not some like bullshit hippie horoscope nonsense, you know? Like, when you wear these, your chakras will be aligned to become more aware of systemic injustice around you, or some shit like that, you know what I mean? I'm really, really surprised that's not the case. Whew, boy. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the idea of, like, selling glass from a riot, but if you're doing that shit, man, holy fuck. $500 for a fucking necklace? Like, let's scale this back until it's acceptable, okay? First of all, naming this shit after dead black people. No, it's not, okay? There we go. That's an easy one right there, okay? Second of all, okay? Listen, if you want to do some you get the glass, you shatter it into very small pieces, and then you like put it in resin, and it's like a little like ring or like a little like pendant, and it's like $15 or something, and all the proceeds go to whatever. That's cool, you know, that'd be cool, right? Maybe, possibly, but it wouldn't be like a Black Death thing. It'd be like the spirit of rebellion or some shit. Like, I wouldn't wear it, but that wouldn't really be like offensive or anything like that. There are multiple layers still tacky. Well, better tacky than this, okay? I'm really trying to reach out. I'm reaching out. I'm working on it, you know? It'd be like getting a piece of the Berlin Wall, you know what I mean? Except not like that. Little piece of history, you know? I can imagine that being cool. You know, like a Minneapolis riot, like here's glass from the riot, here's ash that was taken from the burnt building or whatever. Like, I don't know. There's something to be done there. But the issue is, and somehow this actually offends me more than anything else, okay? If these were just people trying to make a fuckload of money off of this, in a sense, I respect that in the same way that I would respect, like, a cartoon villain twirling a mustache, like trying to run away after tying the damsel to the train tracks. It would be like you know what you're doing, and I respect that. I can't wait for you to get your shit plowed in. Like, it may, you know, okay, whatever. It's thematically cohesive. But for you to do something this unbelievably tasteless, and then proceeds are being donated to a nonprofit organization called From Privilege to Progress, a national movement desegregating the conversation about race and social media. This makes it a billion times worse, because now you're virtue signaling with the proceeds from some disgusting fucking tragedy commodification, dude. Holy shit, this makes it so much worse to me. First of all, desegregating the conversation about race on social media. Oh, I can taste the $60,000 fucking student debt from whoever got whoever got the degree they needed to type that one out. Okay, holy shit, desegregating the what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck are you do? What are you lobbying to change the fucking TOS on far right forums so that you can also talk about non-racist shit? What the fuck does that mean? Hold on, From Privilege to Progress. Give me your credentials, okay? Like, you couldn't donate these proceeds to like an actual charity doing something? Maybe I'll swallow my tongue, you know? Maybe this is like a good thing. Okay, let's find out. Patreon, Privilege to Progress. Let's take a look. Not much in the way of Patreon. I make more than that off Patreon. Desegregating the conversation about race and racism, started by Melissa DePino and Michelle Sahin, the women responsible for the viral video of 2 black men unjustly arrested at Philadelphia Starbucks. Okay, so started by 2 women who took a video of a guy being arrested at a Starbucks. All right. There are many ways to learn, but a great place to start is following us on social media where we share resources every day. When you witness racism in everyday life, speak up. Don't know what to say? Check out this guide. Take an active role in desegregating our social media networks. If you're white, statistics show your network is likely 92% white. Follow us on social media and share, and follow people of color and amplify their voices. I knew it. I knew it'd be something like this. If you're white and you're on social media, okay, what you need to do is you need to go on a safari. You need to find people of color so that you can follow them. You need to find black people. It doesn't matter if you disagree with them. You find a fucking black person on Twitter, you need to be like, holy shit, I will follow you because you are black. You need to go out. Bad choice of words. Fuck. You need to, God damn it. You know what the fuck I mean. Like, you need to go hunting for them, okay? You need to go searching for black people to follow or something. It doesn't matter if you don't share interests. This is literally the most milk. This isn't even milquetoast. Actually, hold on. Wait, can I do a chart really quickly? Okay. Why did you just tell me to hunt black people? Can I make my point? I'm weak today. I can't deal with jokingly responding to the accusation. Okay, listen. Hold on. Just please have mercy. Have mercy on an old 26-year-old man, okay? Listen, here's the line from like milk toast to like based as shit, okay? This is the direct action line, okay? So over here, okay? So this is like, what causes am I going to give money to, okay? So like over here is like some electoral shit, like get money to help people in underprivileged communities get more access to voting. And then over here is like direct action, helping provide homeless shelters to people and giving them fucking the bread book to read. All that cool shit, okay? And then over here you have the most milquetoast shit imaginable. But what you're not told is that there is actually another end of the spectrum over here called the so milquetoast it runs back around to being offensive spectrum. This is the true horseshoe theory, where you do things that are so inane and stupid and worthless that it actually becomes a hot take again. And all the way on the farthest possible tip of this spectrum, on the farthest corner of the horseshoe over here, is giving money to a fucking charity that goes around telling people who are white on Twitter to follow more non-white people. That's all the way the fuck around. That is in fact the hottest take imaginable. I feel like I am angrier reading this than any conservative could ever get reading about a charity like using their money to provide bail funds to protesters who were arrested in Minneapolis, okay? This is some fucking hell world shit, dude. Listen, I'm sure the people here are well-intentioned. I'm really not trying to shit talk them that much. I'm very, very skeptical of these efforts to tackle racism that really just look like personal brand building. You know? That shit. This isn't the Come Manifesto shit. Like, to me, this reads more like brand building. You know what I mean? Yeah. Responding to everyday bigotry. Do you guys know why leftists didn't like the book White Fragility that much? The concept of white fragility being a thing, it's a real thing. The idea that people get defensive when their privilege is challenged, it's a real thing, obviously, you know. Nobody likes to believe the idea that they are where they are because of benefits they receive just by virtue of their skin color or anything else. Nobody wants to believe that. If you're a dude and you've spent your entire life trying really hard and working really hard, and you're at a certain point in your life you're happy with, and someone comes up to you and says, yeah, well, you probably couldn't have done that if you were a woman. It's an implicit challenge. It's like, oh, wow, so you think I was given a handicap bonus, basically, right? Well, yeah. Yes. People do get defensive when they're put in those positions. The based 9,000 IQ red-pilled solution is just to fucking accept it. You think I'd be able to get away with half the shit I do, making six figures, shit talking online all day as a black trans woman? Absolutely not. I don't know what exactly would have happened. Something would have happened to have prevented me from reaching this point. I recognize that. You know, just live with it. Just accept it. Try to make it easier for the people who come after you. The reason why leftists didn't like the book White Fragility, even though the central premise is valid, is because the book is all about affirming the most milquetoast liberal approach to to fighting racism possible. That is to say, it was a book written by a sensitivity trainer advocating for more sensitivity training funding being given in business places. You know, that's what White Fragility is. It's a manifesto for how more existing monolithic hegemonic business, corporate, and state structures need to spend more money bringing women in their 40s in to talk about for 30 minutes once every 6 months about how if we all just got along by recognizing the 18 steps of microaggressions, we're all going to be much less racist. In essence, it commodifies and also defangs anti-racist efforts. You see what I mean? You make money, you make a brand off of fighting racism, but your way of fighting racism is so tepid, so milquetoast, so ineffective that you actually denigrate the ability for people to actually do that. And that's the vibe I'm getting a little bit here. Without knowing more about these people, I can't really say that conclusively, but man, it all comes around, doesn't it? It all comes around. You've got the fucking gentrifying hipsters. I don't care what these people's backgrounds are. They're gentrifying me just by looking at me right now. Their stares are making my glasses cost more when I look back at them. And they have their little nonprofit, and they're doing the little $8 trillion the George Floyd, cock ring, and then they're giving that money to an org that's all about telling white people to follow more black people on Twitter. And it's like, holy fuck, dude, this entire fucking whirlpool this entire whirlpool is so fucking bad. Oh man. Godspeed. Out of touch do you need to be to set those prices? I don't know if the material that's used to make these justifies the prices. We can't tell. It's black and white, and I'm not an appraiser. Maybe this fucking bolo tie. Oh god, holy fuck. A black tragedy commodified in the form of a bolo tie. A bolo tie is like the a bolo tie is like the armband of the swastika armband of like black-white relations in the United States historically. I know it's also a Native American thing to an extent, but it's also, let's be real here, a Southern Gentile thing as well. It's just I don't know. And the Eric Garner one goes around the neck. Oh god. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, my Eric Garner bolo tie is too tight. No, I can't. There's too many jokes to be made from this. We have to move away. We have to move away from the image. Stop. I think you meant gentleman, not gentile. Is it genteel? Isn't there a word that sounds like that means like you're a southern kind of plantation duder? You know what I mean? Genteel. Okay, that's what I was thinking then. Hold on. Genteel. A genteel lancing device. Oh no, wait, genteel. Polite, refined, or respectable, often in an affected or ostentatious way. You mean landed gentry? Possibly. I think there were like 7 ideas running through my head when I said that. Gentile means not Jewish. Okay, well, I didn't. Well, it's true. Southern plantation owners were probably not generally Jewish. You can be a genteel Gentile. That's true. You can be a genteel Gentile. That's true. Apparently, a genteel also has something to do with diabetes. Allows those with diabetes to check their blood sugar without pain. Oh, well, that's nice. That's a pleasant thing, right? Didn't you used to have to do like a shot blood draw thing? There you go. Nice. What does this charity even need money for? Whatever the case is, they've withdrawn that line. But what is this place called? The it was the Shan Shui. Do they do like other shit? It's not just this, right? Shan Shui Wikipedia. Wait, hold on. Shan Shui jewelry? Do they do other things? When I type it in, it literally just shows me. Okay, here we go. Shan Shui Gallery of the Arts. You're on Instagram. I'm going to assume this is the same Shan Shui. Credit where credit's due. Some of these are extremely well-designed and very ornate pieces of art. It's pronounced Shui, but okay. Yeah, well, my bad. Like, that little ring's pretty cool. Yeah. This made recently? I don't know the timeline here. Is this even the right thing? I genuinely don't know. Well, whatever the case is. Godspeed. Maybe they'll make something better next time. Oh yeah, I didn't even make a video about the George Floyd stress relief toy, but this is a thing that someone made. The George Floyd toys, collectible anti-stress toys, pillows, George Floyd, the condition is new. This was a while ago. See, this was, I think at least 2 months ago, yeah. This should go on a mood board, though, you know? This should go on a mood board of, like, you took a risky Tinder date invitation, and you entered their one-bedroom apartment, and you're getting increasingly concerned they're an alt-righter, but you're too nervous to break and run away because you can see they have a gun somewhere in the corner of their bedroom. What's a mood board? You know, like when you put together a bunch of images that are meant to complement a specific aesthetic. Can you imagine like going on a Tinder date and like you see one of these on the board and someone's like, the guy who you're fucking is like, isn't this base, dude? This is red pill, check it. And he like squeezes it, like he's like, look, if I squeeze too hard, I'll die of a fentanyl overdose. And you're just like slowly backing up. You know what I mean? I'm glad this product exists because if you ever walk into a house and see it, it's like a red flag to instantly alarm you and make you run as quickly as and as far away as possible. Yeah, get the fuck out quickly. Run, get out of there. Oh God. Get out, go. Who here has had a Tinder date where you ended up hooking up with somebody who you think was a fascist? Me? I see from Red Repose, Vesper, Red Slinky, Our Lady Neckbeard, Lilith Zoo. Have you? No, I never have. I'm too ugly to get Tinder dates. I just remember this image I saw, or this video I saw once. I don't remember if it was not safe for work and was on a porn site, or if it was safe for work and it was on Twitter. Maybe you guys had seen it as well. But it was like, it was like it was a phone video, and it was pointed down, and this white chick was getting rammed from behind, and then the camera pans up, and there's a gigantic Confederate flag on the wall. And then it switches to the selfie, the front-facing camera, and it's the guy railing her from the behind is a black guy, and he's like, yeah, he gives like a yikes but oh well kind of face, you know? Yeah. That's no, that one's a classic. That's a good one right there. I don't even know what the fuck you're supposed to do in that situation. That's a W. He's converting her, dude. The most racist people are the most obsessed with black cock. That's how it works. Has anyone here seen Innuendo Studios' video on cuckoldry? It's on Vimeo, not on YouTube, because YouTube took it down because of the porn that he had in it. It's a good video. And it's stuff that I've been saying for the entirety of my channel. The people who are most obsessed with cuckoldry, with interracial shit, all these people are really fucking racist. If you go into 4chan poll right now and you see what porn they're posting, it's interracial shit, okay? Just look on 4chan B, there's BBC shit there all the time. until the mods decide to ban it. Yeah, they had to like actively. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. How far do I go? Hold on. Poll. Can't show you guys poll for fairly obvious reasons. Let's see. Nope. 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 Sorry guys, no a black cock on the front page of poll now, or at least not during the refresh that I just did. We go to the adult section. Just go to GIF. Yeah, let's check GIF. Front page of GIF. Let's do it. Nope. Nope. Yep, here we go. BMWM White Boys taking BBC Raw Only Edition. Okay, so this is when the bull is tired of the girl and goes for you. That's what we're going for. Amateur black male, white female. Okay, so that's 4 posts down. We have 2 of them that are about interracial sex. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Interracial, black daughters and mothers. Go. So that's 3 so far that I've seen out of 8. Black dicks and non-white chicks, no white women. That's 4 out of 9 that I've seen. Yeah. There's some good shit on GIF. Well, there's plenty of good porn all around, but they're just obsessed with race mixing. It's just really hot for them. Because the real question is how many femboys? Well, Nazis also like femboys. I've talked about all this before. There are good reasons why people trend towards these tendencies. You ever see how they draw black people in cuckold comics? Yeah, it's always hyper-muscular, shaved head, cock down to their knees. Yeah. Why do Nazis like femboys? Well, I've talked about it before, but I think a large part of it is that a lot of Nazis are really insecure and sexually unsuccessful young men who feel more comfortable amongst their male friends than their female friends. So, to a large extent, a femboy is an opportunity for them to have sex with a feminine person, while they still maintain some essential characteristics that they associate with comfort, like a man, rather than the relatively scary and ostracizing presence of a woman. Also, a lot of Nazis are just interested in men, period, but femboys represent a way to have sex with men without interrupting the traditional heterosexual dynamic of sex. Functionally speaking, like just in terms of the attitude, a traditionally masculine guy having sex with a femboy isn't that much different from a traditionally masculine guy having sex with a woman, The fundamental relations are kept the same. It's just sometimes minor aesthetic differences, but the attitudes are pretty much the same. Which means they can experiment with homosexuality while maintaining the aesthetics of heterosexuality. Is this really a screenshot of Pigeon? This is fucking revolting. Holy shit. Dude, she's pogging. Little fucking... She looks like E.T. Yeah, she looks disgusting. Yeet. She's saying it. That's a good contender for a Yee emote. Please kill me, my dude. People in this thread are talking about beating the kid up, calling him an idiot, saying he's rich based off nothing. Fuck young people getting into politics. Dude, like I've said it a million times before. I continue to say it, okay? A lot of people on the left really are just pathologically horrible people who just want to preserve whatever emotional investment they have in the aesthetics they associate with the movement. So a young person explaining to them the ways in which their moral puritanism actually hurts them and hurts the world, it really hurts their feelings. So they have to do weird ad hom attacks right here. They don't even address the argument. They don't actually challenge the premise of the argument. They have to go to like, well, this is like when a boss says that people are families in the boss.
And now you're going to have to Roe v. Wade. And now you can't get access to safe reproductive health care. And now you're going to have to risk your health.
Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to click it. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. I've said this before and I'll say it again, but no matter what happens in November 3rd, no matter what happens, any leftist who isn't voting Biden or doesn't say they're voting Biden will no longer be a comrade of mine from that point forward. I won't endorse their ideas. They can be leftists, they can help in their own way, but they aren't working towards the same project as me. Because this is such a clear-cut decision by any metric. What about Paul's ego? He was pretty based. I stand by my statement. It doesn't mean I'm going to be nonstop mean to them or anything like that, but this is very clear-cut to me. I'm also going to be a cunt about it, by the way. If Trump wins, every time Trump does something overtly terrible, I'll be sure to talk about how Biden would have done it too, you know, while winking. The term anti-fascist will be reserved exclusively for people who are voting for Biden. By any means necessary. Except voting. But we still troll poll for 48 hours if Biden wins, right? I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want if Biden wins. We get to celebrate for a bit. It's not that much of a celebration, but it is one. But I'm Canadian, how do I vote? Well, non-Americans already aren't my allies anyway, so that hasn't changed. All right, that's enough. Let's dial back the heavy shit. I'm gonna run through a few more donos. New people don't make it easy. 256 the $5. Fuentes said he messaged you to debate, but you never responded. He's lying. Message me over what? He has me blocked on Twitter. You mean email? Why don't you message him to prove to us because you're not ignoring / dodging? He hasn't emailed me. Like, he can email me. It's not, you just email. Huh. Zoic Rift and Eve Angelus, thank you both so much for the $5, comrade. I really appreciate that. I'm really happy to hear you both enjoy my content. Alex Mex, thank you for the $5. Sorry to hear Baja California is in total lockdown. USA ordered Mexico to open factories to protect supply lines. Yeah, that about makes sense. Pan-fried marmot with the $5. What gender is the baby when the sky turns red from the fire you started with your stupid gender reveal explosion? Are the fires in the West Coast the gender reveal fire? Is that the same fire? It is? Nice. So we're adding this to the stuff gender is destroyed pile, for sure. Parentheses, thanks to the tier 1 sub, comrade. I'll keep it in mind. A napkin with the $5. Well, the California fires are crazy. A massive windstorm hit me in northern Utah, and it's actually knocked down trees and destroyed buildings. I just want you to know you typoed. You actually typed out Mindstorm, which is significantly cooler. Just saying. Alex Crivelone with the $6. Thank you. What happens if it appears Trump won on election night, but then Biden wins as mail-in ballots are counted? That's probably what's going to happen. I'm going to talk about that in a future stream. Fugl with the very kind $10. Orange Man Sky 2020 West Coast survival game. True. Markinator with the $5. Has Trump really ruined your judicial system? What are you supposed to do about the Supreme Court? We're a little fucked, dude. It's not just the Supreme Court. Trump has appointed a fuck ton of federal judges. Like, we don't really have a mechanism for removing them, you know? Not a legal one, no. Trevor Hood with the $5. Did you talk about the audio leaks of Trump downplaying COVID in February? Yeah, it came up during his Supreme Court justice appointee press briefing. TJ Gamer with the $5. Trump is trying to make the Supreme Court fascist? Yeah, of course. Jackson Bertosino with $5. Hey Vosh, my mom is a conservative and is likely voting for Trump. I want to convince her doing so is not in her best interest. Any tips? If a person's still voting for Trump this far along, I really don't understand what I don't know. Find out what emotional ties she has to Trump, what sense of fear or inadequacy or continuing to pull her in that direction and challenge those directly. But that's not something I can give advice from a distance. Dumb Bunny, yes. If only the baby born that started all these fires ends up being trans. Chainsaw Chimera with the incredibly kind tier 3 sub. After watching you since your early days, I've finally decided to give you my dirty capitalist crumbs, you dirty anarcho-syndicalist. Lol, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, comrade. Much appreciated. Always happy to see you here in chat, comrade. Sync with NorCal with the $5. Jamie is the anarchist version of a tanky. Changed my mind. I won't lie, I've been disappointed in her takes in the past. And currently. Dutch Farmers, the gifted tier 1 sub. Thank you. Alienor Carlson with the 2 pounds. My pup can be quite vicious. Is he still baby? Yes. All animals are baby. Nathaniel Jones, the $5. I keep forgetting to give you the autism card, for I am autistic and you argue for points just like me and my autistic friends. Yeah, except my ableist fucking community won't even let me say retard like once every 3 weeks anymore. They used to let me get away with it, but now they just scream at me. Look at this. Look at the frogs. I used to be able to say it 3 times a day. Doggy Dog with the $5. Should lefties door knock / phone bank for Biden? Yes, you absolutely should. I won't, of course, because me streaming is like door knocking / phone calling, but more effective. And if every single one of you had large YouTube channels, I'd encourage you to do that too. Rotazon with the $5. Where the heck do I find your email? Dono track is lit, by the way. Thanks. Speaking of, it's voshvideo@gmail.com. Richard Hannay with the £5. A ruling will be announced in the 7-year trial of the Golden Dawn on the 7th of October. The party leadership will likely be convicted and incarcerated. That'd be pretty fucking radical in Greece, yeah. Little bit of good news at least. Marcus Seren, thanks to 25 Krona. I'll respond to Hakeem's video alongside all the other videos in a single segment sometime in the near future. TJ Gamer, thanks to the $5. Godspeed with Oregon, comrade. Sam D with the $5. Could you do weekly chapter reviews for OP? There's a huge community and audience for that on YouTube. Small segment or second channel would be Praxis. I don't think I'm going to be able to break into the One Piece manga review YouTube demographic, but I'll consider your request. Title Punk Roller Girl with the $5. My ex is being a pain in the ass and now the sky is raining ash. I feel really sick and I'm super done. I am a jelly donut filled with depression. That's unfortunate. I don't really like jelly donuts that much. Don't worry too much about the sky. Think of it in positive terms. How many humans get to experience something so overtly apocalyptic, huh? You gotta be positive about it. Markinator with the $5. Pretty please respond to the stupid Nazis COVID video? Oh no. No. This video has 8,000 views. I never respond to these dipshits if I feel they're in a position to gain a lot of prominence for my arguments. We have enough people watching right now that watching this video would literally double the total number of people who have listened to it. That's probably not good to give them that attention. That's the reason why I never did a response to Short Fat Otaku after he made a video on me. Because when I first made a video on him, he and I were the same size. When he made a video back, I was twice his size. And, you know, gotta be careful. Sake with a very kind $10. Without fast, they're pivoting from dejected Bernie to full-blown fascist support. Maybe the show should be called Falling instead. That would be quite a bit better, wouldn't it? Much more apropos. Bread Mom with the $5. A friend of mine thinks all MLs are tankies. I disagree. Thoughts? You want to know my super duper massive big brain hot take? I think anyone who calls themselves an ML is already kind of fucked. Because the more I look into it, it seems like Marxism-Leninism is largely an ideological product of Stalin. And that it wasn't really codified until Stalin kind of changed the application of Leninist theory in terms of its sort of application. But if you want to call yourself a Leninist, I think that's totally fine. The more I read of Lenin, actually, the more I think his theory was pretty based, actually. Seems like a really intelligent guy. Yeah. What do you mean he believed in a state? I don't agree with everything he believes in, but I don't have to agree with everything a guy says to think that they have a lot of valid perspectives. Gulags were cringe, though. I'm not... I said his theory was good. I'm not defending everything Lenin did. Mr. Wizard 123 with a very kind $10. Hey Vosh, do you think the left has a pipeline similar to how the alt-right has one? I started by watching MSNBC clips during the government shutdown, eventually ended up watching leftists. Well, welcome at the end of the pipeline, or at least near the end, I think. Yeah, we do. It's just not as strong, unfortunately. It's just not as resilient. It's not as powerful, which is unfortunate, because we could really, really use that. Yeah. How's Hakeem in those MLs been? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. In 5 months, Vosh will be critically supporting North Korea. It's Frodo Park, the $5. Vosh, you ever listen to Rina Sawayama? She's a really good artist, and her most famous song is quite anti-capitalism. Nope, never heard about it, comrade. I'm not much of a music guy myself. Trevor with the £5. Do you keep up with any UK politics? It's like the US, but just a slow, sad decline with no power, but feeling like we do. Shout out to Navarra Media. I do occasionally keep up with UK politics. A lot of lefties who I follow online are themselves English. So I get a little bit sort of through that, but not as much as I probably could have. I'm not going to lie, England seems kind of fucked. I almost feel like America is in a better spot than England when it comes to, like, leftist radicalization. Retro with the $5. The hashtag show up website is so white. Notice Whitey with the mic in the header, lol. Yeah. The Chaos card, the $5. Those products feel like trophies akin to Redskins. Name them after dead victims gives off those vibes. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Somnio Static with a very kind $10. I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. Sorry. No problem, comrade. If it weren't for the fact that I was streaming, I'd be laughing pretty hard at my own jokes, too. Y2KHA with the $5. Can you discuss the 4 types of justice? Distributive, procedural, restorative, retributive, and how individual views on this affects BLM/protest/fascism? Well, I've never heard of there being 4 types of justice, but that makes sense now that you lay it out like that. Yeah, I mean, I could. Probably not right now, though, because that's something I'd have to think about in order to produce interesting content on the subject. But yeah, for sure. Bronx Bjorn, we're almost done, by the way. Bronx Bjorn with a very kind $10. As someone whose mother is married to a cop, I can confirm that cops hate minorities. From what he says, his bias is informed by conflict on the job. Thank you. I guess the question is settled then, isn't it? I don't... cops vote majority red. It's not just how the system... It's not just that the system of policing pushes people towards being racist. We have to accept the fact that, like, people who want to be cops tend to be racist. There's like there's an association there. Red Repose the 1312. Thank you. A girl I matched with once messaged me, "Hey, you're not a Jew, right?" And I was upset that someone so mean said I had a nice cock. Oh, I actually had something happen like that to me one time. Not quite that severe. I don't think I was asked if I was a Jew. But I think I was flirting with someone online. I don't remember if it was Tinder or something like that, but it was someone I was flirting with, and they made some comment about, like, you seem secure in your masculinity, which, okay, fine. I think those comments are kind of weird, I guess, but sure, I'll take the compliment. And then I was like, well, yeah, thanks. And they were like, yeah, dude, so many fucking guys are turning into T-slurs these days. And I was like, whoa, all right. Nice meme there. And that was the end of that. But yeah, so it kind of hit me with that one out of the fucking. Yeah. I got sideswiped by that one. Yeah. You fucked them? No, we were way before the fucking process. This was further along. Oh, sorry, this was before that. It was in the after the nudes, but before the sharing addresses stage. You know. What is a T-slur? You'll figure it out one day. Contextually, you know. Jackie the trans DM with a very kind $10. Hey boss, me again. I'll leave GG alone today. We got a transphobe saying BLM is fascist who's willing to debate you. Interested? Oh god. Fuck! I have to end stream in 30 minutes because I promised Hyena I would drive them somewhere. Can we do it quick? Can you get him on the Discord quick? Can we do it quick? Jackie the trans DM. If we can do it quick. Von Hooks the $5. We can pack the court. True, but that would be like an unprecedented and very dangerous precedent to set. Dan Kodofana with a 354. JP, this is my favorite movie. Mulholland Drive by calling it pseudo-intellectual. Wow, cringe. Well, maybe I could take a look sometime. Liam Jakowick with the $5. Would you be interested in discussing the viability of luxury markets within socialism, like fine dining? No, that's a big brain topic. I'm afraid I'm too fascism brain-addled at the moment. Untalented filmmaker, thanks to the $5. Really happy to hear that my incel stuff helped you, comrade. A lot of people have been saying that to me, and it's actually like really, really sweet. Time last, not only would Marx have supported Biden, Marx probably would have published a book declaring Biden the forefront of revolutionary socialism in the United States of America. He would have written a treatise on it, you know, like on Marxism, Bidenism. It's true. Come on, Vosh, do you really believe that? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? I remember when I used to make jokes. I remember those days. Comrade Nolan, thank you very much for flaring the not safe for work content. Please, God, just a crumb of okay, buddy. I'll say for flaring the not safe for work content in okay buddy Vouch. Just remember, it has to be flagged, and it also has to censor the thumbnails. There's a setting for that. Okay, so wait, am I debating this guy or not? I've got 30 minutes, plus I have to do donos afterwards. Let's see. Do a Chudfather if you want to debate. Okay, all right, let's see. Mods, it's up to you. Get them in there. Get them in there. If you can do it within the next 5 minutes, we'll do it. How often do I do debates with conservatives anymore anyway? Jesus. What a fucking bop. Yeah, I miss debating conservatives too. Ultra Speed with the $5. I live in Salem. The sky is orange as fuck. Holy shit, dude. Jesus. Cowboy Pastel from the Poppy Drama is in the Socialism Done Left Discord saying that you didn't apologize or reach out to them to make amends. I mean, I did. This is literally like year-old this is 3-year-old drama. Holy fuck. I have a public email. If you want to talk to me, you can just email me. I'm a public figure. If you want to contact me for any reason whatsoever, I'm the easiest person in the world to get a hold of. Holy shit. I made a public apology after trying to reach out to them multiple times and they backed out. Jesus fucking Christ. They actually set something up to try to talk to me and they backed out of it. Thanks, Silas. Any word on that, if you want to debate, here's the Discord? Wait, why is their fucking Discord name Arab? What is... Alright, I'll try it. Wait, Arab is backwards? Wait. Wait, I don't know how to type this in. Arab is right to left? Well, then how do I add the Discord code? Copy paste. I'm trying to copy paste. It's not doing it. Yeah. Dude, look. Is there anything here that's compromising? No. Look, I can't. Look, when I delete, it deletes from there. How the fuck? I'm sorry, my puny Western brain can't comprehend. I am copy. Look at this. What the fuck? Get rid of the space. This one? Okay. I didn't see the space there. Okay. What do you mean when you say the UK is fucked? I mean that the Labour Party feels like, I don't know, the Labour Party feels like it's omega cucked, whereas at least the Democrat Party has like Justice Dems who are kind of working up in here. Can I talk and research about Thatcher? Maybe. Riftall with the $2. Thank you. Have I seen this? What is this? Yes, Donald Trump was nominated for a Peace Prize. Big fucking meme. Okay, Loper with the $5. Please donate to the Autistic Kid Fund, please. Yeah. I might end up covering that tomorrow. Because it looks like we're committing to this, but I don't see if we're gonna get a debate from this guy. We'll see. Please God, just a crumb of okay, buddy. I'll save it for next stream.
What a fucking liar, dude.
One of these days, don't worry. Where'd your debate ranked with me on your tier list? Bunny Sunny Mew, I think I debated you like 5 days after I started streaming. I legitimately don't remember what the contents of our discussion was for the most part. Spyro Gao, with a very, very kind $5. Yeah, absolutely. We should vote for Biden, and we should volunteer for the Democrat Party. I know that this is a sickening image to look at right here. Biden with all these people next to him. I know this is revolting, but the utilitarian calculus, the pendulum swings. That's just how it is sometimes. Right, someone just DM me. If you think Obama deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, but Trump doesn't, you're being dishonest. Sorry. Dude, Obama didn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, but Trump double doesn't. Like, I don't think either of them do, but I think Trump deserves it less. Unity with the $5 in a YouTube video.
Nicholas Motherwaite, Andrew.
Yes.
The door panel at any lump.
Dude, this is my oldest fucking video or whatever. I made this video because I was making, this was back when I made prepared content. This is so old. I made prepared content back then, and I got sick, so I couldn't do any voice acting for a while, or like recording.
Per yard. Motherwaite Point was backed up at least in part by a police crime lab. Couldn't be sure the panels were one and the same.
COINTELPRO was established in 1956 as a series of clandestine operations committed by the FBI designed to shit on black people and fuck over lefties. And man, have they fucked.
Dude, it's so cringe listening to myself, dude. Holy fuck. I had a different mic, okay? This was deliberately edgy, okay?
I produce forthwith will be the greatest praxis.
Alright, well, that's enough. Look, it takes a while to find your identity, okay? Post link? It's on my channel. What do you mean post? It's my channel. Just find it in my channel. Where is it? Where's that? It's mine. It's my channel. If you're watching from YouTube, you're watching on the channel. Recalculator with the 413. Thank you, Vosh Bald. Make my day, big man. The fuck is this?
Vosh Bald. Facts over feelings may concern.
You people have you're so such wonderful fans. Grondstop, thanks for the $5. Didn't take a look at your babies last time. My apologies, comrade. Look at all these whiskers. Ooh, baby, stretch. Stretch baby. Spooky baby. Ooh. Look at them. They recline. They have so many whiskers. Is this like a different type of cat? Is this like not a tabby? Oh, we got a response from this guy. Wait. Jackie, did we find the person? They responded. I'm calling them. I don't care. This feels like a 100% they're just going to say the N-word and dip. Oh.
Alaikum, brother.
What's up?
My deck. So, what are we going on?
I don't know. Are you like a super prominent political figure that I should have prepared a series of talking points with, or did you come here?
I'm the future Prime Minister of Canada.
All right. Goodbye. Okay, we tried. Sorry, guys. You wanted a short one? Yeah, it's true. That's true. Wait, what? Is this real? Is this actually real? Dude, that's actually Ben Shapiro. Yeah, no, this is kind of good, though. Will that debate be on YouTube? I'll consider it. Very good. Socially awkward socialist. I feel like we have all been cheated out of a segment today, but I guess that's just how life is sometimes. The person who I hung up on is still in the call, by the way. I wonder if they're like waiting for me to come back, or... My God. You people. Go back? I'm not... Guys, I have my pride. You cannot defend the idea that Trump deserves it less than Obama, but that's fine. All right, Grun, you're getting called. We'll take you instead.
Hello?
What's up?
It's all good.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Sick.
I'm
Do you think Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize?
I'm of the same opinion as you. I don't think either Trump or Obama deserves it. But I think Trump deserves it a bit more than Obama.
Why?
But, you know, Trump... So the idea that they say, you know, Obama deserved this because of the concept of peace. You know, he didn't really bring peace. It's more that he brought a concept of it. And Trump brought the concept of peace to a bunch of bloodthirsty savages like the Republicans.
How did Trump bring the concept of peace to the Republican Party? He's like massively increased drone strikes.
Well, yeah, I mean, so did Obama, right? So it's like he brought the idea that peace is a good thing to a bunch of people.
He brought it. He did more than Obama. Like Obama upped the drone strikes. He's like the droner in chief, but Trump did even more than that. So I don't, you know.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that's our disconnect. Because like, so both Obama and Trump increased drone strikes, right?
Yeah.
So the concept of drone strikes in this idea of who deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, that becomes like irrelevant, right? Would you agree with that?
Because if you're the second person to increase something, that means you're doing more than the first person. So, like, if you're Obama and you take the drone strikes from 1 to 100, that's bad. But then if you're the next guy and you take it from 100 to 200, that's worse because you're now responsible for the 200. You know?
Okay. No, I agree with that. He did more drone strikes than Obama. I'm not saying that he did less.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that, like, me putting myself in their shoes when they gave Obama the Nobel Peace Prize, my assumption, and, you know, you can disagree with me on this assumption, is that they just didn't take drone strikes as a factor.
Well, they nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize really early on in his presidency. I think they mostly did it just because he was black, to be honest. It's kind of the feeling I got, like, here's a black president. His presidency is like a testament to the movement forward of the country. So he deserves a, I feel like he kind of got it because he was black. You know, maybe there was some other stuff, but.
All right. I can see that.
But
I
Trump
can definitely
is negative
see that.
black.
I mean, first orange president. Come on.
But he's negative black.
No,
it's not just that he's not
understand
black. He's negative black. He's everything about his presidency is about increasing tension and division and conflict.
I can agree with that. Trump has been cause for a lot of conflict in America. But shit, wait, no, you All right, yeah, I guess you defend it. My bad.
Yeah,
you can.
So we can agree neither of them deserve the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, and I can, yeah, Trump probably deserved it less than Obama.
How much do you feel Hitler deserves it?
Hitler?
He was also nominated.
Yeah, Hitler probably doesn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, no.
Okay. All right, cool. Our politics aren't that far off. All right. I love you, buddy, okay?
All right, love you too.
All right, be well.
Kiss your cat for me.
I will.
All right.
There we go. Nice. Wasn't Hitler nominated as a joke? I think so, yeah. But, I mean, he was still nominated. It wasn't the most serious debate I've ever had. Okay, there we go. That was nice and positive. Why did I do this? I miss just talking to people on Discord, okay? We need to reject modernity and return to tradition, okay? We need to return to Monkey. Well, he got Person of the Year. But Person of the Year isn't necessarily positive. That can be legit, you know? Trump probably could deserve, I don't know if he's gotten it, but Trump probably deserves Person of the Year for at least some of the years he's been president. It's not an endorsement of him. It's just like, which person is most who is the Person of the Year? Who did it? Who held the spotlight, you know? Yeah, he got it. I thought so. Let me wrap up these donos. I would actually run the stream a little bit longer, but I normally end them at 3 p.m. PST, and there was something I had to do. I have to take Hyena somewhere. So I am going to do this really quick. You are gay, change my mind? Why would I want to? Kari Oliveira with $5. What is the best Ghibli/Miyazaki film, and why is it Howl's Moving Castle? Nice one. Nice meme. Howl's Moving Castle is the third best. The best one is Princess Mononoke, and then Slim's second is Spirited Away. Howl's Moving Castle is not a distant third, but it's a slight distance and then third. Howl's is boring as fuck. I think that Howl's Moving Castle is not I don't think it's boring. I just think that its pacing is interesting. I would put Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind pretty much par with a Howl's Moving Castle. Porco Rosso is based, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the top films. It's good, like it's really, really good, but I don't think it's... Nausicaa is not Ghibli. Well, we mostly mean Miyazaki here. I mean, I have not seen Your Name. Wait, did Ben call his sister's pussy mediocre? True! Big Dick Energy with the $5. I think your take on white fragility isn't really that good, and I understand why fellow lefties dislike it because it's geared to white corporations and is all idpol. Well, what about... Wait, you didn't tell me what you disagree... What about it you disagree with, you know? Pangavelli with the $5. Found you when I searched for Tim Pool. Thank you for showing me the light. Holy shit, that is so nice to hear. That somebody was going to look at a Tim Pool video, but instead they looked at a video of mine. Holy shit, that is such a positive change. Another video I'm really proud of is the 1350 video I did. My 1350 video is at nearly 200,000 views. I know this isn't a lot compared to some of the BreadTube channels, but since I put a video or two out every single day, that's, I mean, you know, I'm never going to have the same view distribution. A lot of the views on my videos, when you search though right now, like, holy fuck, dude, 1/3 million, 200,000, 200,000, you know? It's not bad. Like, you know, we're getting up there. But yeah, the 1350 video, I'm really happy with. It was so long though. I made the video so fucking long, dude. And I look like a dork. Oh, what are you gonna do? Raymond Wagner with the incredibly kind $10. Thank you very, very much, comrade. TJ Gamer with the $5. Is Captain America anti-fascist? I mean, pretty much by definition, right? There have been a lot of writers for Captain America who, especially during like the Vietnam War period, who have like done story arcs where he rebels against the corrupt U.S. government because they've abandoned true freedom or some shit like that, you know? Ninja Taco, you just walked in some good old honest fun. No problem, comrade. Thank you for the $5. Powie Wowie with the $5. Bosh, I love you, but you're super prejudiced towards dogs. Love both baby species equally. I mean, I'm more of a cat guy myself. But yeah, I know dogs are still beautiful. Why am I here with the $5? Hey Vosh, what's your opinion on the incest eugenics discourse Lexi, Peter Coffin, and Angie were arguing about? I cannot fathom something I care less about than discourse there. Nick Fuentes, Vosh is fat and ugly. This is a 10-minute and 42-second video, and its title is Nick Vosh is fat and ugly. I cannot fathom something less interesting to me. Holy shit. Watch it on times 2? No, that's okay. Where are we doing? Hold on. It's time for us to sort out. Hold on. Google Trends. Search Vosh. How are we doing? Doing good. Bouncing all up and down the place. Nick Fuentes. Yeah, Nick Fuentes was for a brief period of time during the Groyper Wars extremely prominent, like more than I've ever been. But now Nick Fuentes and I are basically par in terms of general attention. I don't think because he's off YouTube he's ever going to get that exposure again. But yeah, here's the bang now, you know? Crazy how things change. Ooh, that bounced though. Yikes. When did the spike happen? It was the Groyper Wars. Remember back when Nick Fuentes' fans swarmed a bunch of TPUSA people and Charlie Kirk at that one event? Yeah, people in Maine have always been super positive on me. What's your opinion on the incest eugenics discourse Lexi, Peter Coffin, and Angie were arguing about? This is a super simple take, and it's factually the case, and you can get mad about it if you want, but it remains the case. And it's this, okay? If you think incest is inherently morally neutral or morally bad, there are arguments you can make in either direction. Go for it. However, if the only argument you have against incest is the production of children with genetic defects, you are arguing for eugenics. You're saying it's immoral for two people to have sex with each other because they're offspring of a higher likelihood of disease. If you believe that, then it should also be moral for you to believe that you can legally prevent people with hereditary diseases from having sex with others.
He's fat!
There you go. It's not eugenics? No, that's literally eugenics. You can believe that or not believe that, but it is eugenics. That is, by definition, eugenics. Tom Stackles the $5. Oh God, what's happening with the court, Vosh? Nothing we didn't expect to happen. Just pray Ruth Bader Ginsburg stays alive, okay? Gino the Stray with the Tier 2 sub had to fix my name color. Shouts out to all the pups watching. Yeah, absolutely, comrade. And hope you enjoy your new name color. Spodomine with the $5. I don't know if you saw my sons last time, but I fell asleep. But I want to before I heard your opinions, so here they are again. I don't believe I have seen your sons, as a matter of fact. Beautiful. Oh, nap. Nappy time babies. Look at them. Ooh. Dumb. Big furry mushy face. Smush. Baby. I think we did see these. I don't care. Baby. I think we did see these, but they are delightful. Look at them. So sleepy. Forever sleeping baby. And Cow Cow with the $5. Fosh, look at my cat Sushi and Meryl. Meryl? Baby, baby, baby. Big floofy baby. It's got like 2 heads. I'm really glad we've normalized the baby segments during the donos. It's so positive and such a good, you know, like breather with all the negative stuff we talk about. Anyway, folks, yeah, I gotta go. I love you all very much. We'll be doing a stream tomorrow. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be doing 2 streams tomorrow. Because we have, yeah, we have discourse, we have a discussion at 11 a.m. But at 5 p.m. we're doing Drunken Peasants. We're going on the Drunken Peasants. So we've got that to do, and that's going to be a big old, big old meme fest, I imagine, with everything that's been going on. Anyway, folks, I love you all very much. Be well, and yeah, take care of yourselves.